steel, a giant stance, a mech with heavy man's commands, each step a quake, a thunderous might, eyes aglow in the endless night, a taint beneath, dark and vast, power fierce, shadows cast, a mighty taint beneath its core, a warrior spirit, ancient lore. Welcome, Tainted, a lace-up tunic or medieval hoodie. Welcome, Tainted, let's talk about color, or should we? Welcome, Tainted, thinking outside the blocks. Welcome, Tainted, thanks for joining us, you rock. And have your fun hole rocks. Welcome, Tainted. Enjoy the Chronicles Outdoor song. Welcome, Tainted. Thinking outside the blocks. Welcome, Tainted. Thanks for joining us, you rock.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Think Outside the Blocks, your weekly official Brick World live stream where we talk to you about thinking outside of the perceived rigidity of the Lego medium, but also thinking outside of your creative mental blocks. I, of course, am one of your hosts, Mark Larson, Chief Brick Officer of Brick World, and this guy, the guy on my left, everybody's favorite host, Mr. Ben Hauger, Z Cerberus. How are you doing this week, sir?
Is it Sunday already, Mark?
I know.
How is that possible?
It certainly is. Yeah, it's this week has the calendar has been how do you put this, like a kick in the nuts.
Yeah.
I opened my calendar this week to get something done, and I said I actually said out loud to my calendar, "What is wrong with you?" Just because it was way too late in April at that point, and now here we are.
Now it's May.
Yeah, fun times, fun times going on. You may notice something different here about me. Maybe
I do. I have a pretty good idea of what happened to Mr. No Hair over here, but of course. I would, be remiss if I didn't let you talk about it yourself. So look at that.
Look at that. I am Lobot.
Yeah, right there. That is very Lobot-ish there.
Yeah. So I joined Ostif's 24-hour live stream on Friday night after a couple drinks. If you want to go back and watch it, you can hear me shout into the microphone for several hours about what a great charity partner St. Jude is, and now are, because I've added them to our list of charity partners because we made the base donation we make to some of our other charities. So St. Jude is now a Brick World beneficiary of the charity fundraiser auction that we run, and also along with Creations for Charity, Bricks of Hope, Little Bricks Charity, and of course Lurie Children's Hospital in Make-A-Wish, Illinois. So I did this. I don't think it took too much to convince me at that point, but I did this to get some more donations coming in, and I think they clicked up about $10 when I shaved my head. Yeah, okay. VMAC Attack was nice enough to clip the moment from the stream for us to make a short out of. However, again, I'm drunk and shouting at the camera. I shaved my armpits too during it. I'm not really sure we want to put that on our social media. Because I was in my dog park uniform. And you know, I was saying one thing's for sure. I think I need to eat a little healthier this week. I'm looking a little puffy. Wow. Just a little bit puffy. Yeah. How about you?
I think it's probably just the hair. Just kind of removes from down there and puts you more focused down here. I think you look fine. But yeah, what about this weekend for me, or this week?
Yeah. What's it been like?
It's been insane. You know, we've got the new cat, obviously, which has been a thing. Cinder, but yes, Fender, if you want to go with that, since it was F that week when we got him. Easter week, we got him on Easter. But more interestingly, this weekend was Mara's dance recital. Nice. Two shows, one Saturday, one Sunday. Miles started flag football, so he had a double header today.
That's fun.
I am now assistant coaching instead of regular coaching, which... I don't know that really changes anything. I do about the same amount of coaching either way.
Okay.
But it allowed me to leave early to go catch Mara's second dance performance. My sister came into town yesterday to watch the dance performance. My dad came to town. My brother came. All this stuff for the dance recital. So I've been hosting and running around and doing all the stuff that doesn't involve building.
That is a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So we just got a few hours left until we can call it a week.
I guess. And
say this
and
week
here's
is finally over.
But here's the thing. I think we're gonna, probably have a really short show because there's not much news to talk about. Right?
No, there's barely any. We've been talking about a news drought, and boy, did the fire hose turn on this week for sure.
Yes, they unleashed the fire hose.
But for those of you who are interested, Ostif's donation link for St. Jude, I went ahead and posted it in the chat, and it did cut into two different comments because his affiliate link is longer than I'm allowed to post in the chat. But this is right here, St. Jude. You can go to St. Jude yourself and just donate money if you want to. I think if they went to $10,000, I'd shave my whole body, but I offered to shave a lot of things because I had the clippers out and I was like, let's shave this, let's shave that. We had a Sasquatch sighting where everybody saw how hairy my back is. It was a fun time. It was a 24-hour stream, and I was in rare form, not quite so rare, but again, great organization. If this link will be live until midnight Eastern tonight, so 11 p.m. Central. So right after the show, if you feel like going and giving some money to St. Jude's fundraising site through Ostif's link here, this is affiliate link. This is the way to get there. Perhaps I'll go in and add the description of this video so that people can get to that link a little bit easier.
Yeah, it posted the full link to Twitch just fine, but two links for two comments for Brickworld.
Yeah.
Let's see who's here in the Tainted. Rob Claxton, Marty Becker, Cooper Copper Kayak,
what's up, Coop?
VMAC, Philip Camus, Big Nate Bricks,
what's up, Big Nate?
Superhawk Bricks.
Hey, Bach is here.
Ralph Nader. Lego Team B, surprised we got renewed after 100 episodes, but we did.
We sure did. Yeah, everyone's surprised.
L Goff here.
Yeah.
Brick Dead Builds and not banned Jazzy Viking Bricks.
Awesome. Hey, Jazzy. Jazzy gets fireworks. No offense to anybody else. That's fireworks for everybody.
That's for everybody.
We got balloons for everybody too. That's exciting to have our Tainted crew here in the house tonight.
Yeah, and I want to say
Hi, Cy O'Connor. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Cy O'Connor. VMAC did clip some clips for us.
We sure did.
So hopefully we'll be out there more on Lego Shorts, and maybe a few more people will learn about the stream and come in and check us out.
Sarah Durasset is here. Her name was spelled wrong in the intro again because somehow I lost the new intro. I don't see it in the list at all, actually, and so I don't. That was some old version of it that played. Yeah. Perhaps I went in and tried to clean it up and deleted the wrong one. I don't know.
Yeah, we scrambled, a little bit at the end there to make sure we are all ready to go, because we didn't really talk about the live stream at all this week, except Wednesday we had a on-stream meeting to talk about what we were going to talk about,
which was fun. And was it Big Nate Bricks who came up with the idea for our silliness stream tonight? Who was that?
No, I'm pretty sure it was. I'm picturing he's got the bucket hat on and the white beard with the trains. Help me out here.
Oh, this is it was not Brick Orphanage.
No.
In the meantime, it's Chris Cummings.
Chris Cummings. Thank you.
That's a good call.
Yes, it was Chris Cummings.
Jazzy is the band leader. Al Goff says, "Don't ban her by mistake again." She meant Taints, not Tanya. I was wondering. I was just like, I guess. Hey,
Tanya.
Sai's real name is Tanya.
Yeah, don't know where you are, but
we could be Tanya if you want us to. Watch out for knee clubbings. Why?
Tanya Harding.
Because Tanya.
Yeah, Tanya Harding. Yeah.
All right.
Gotta watch out for that. So you don't know what we're talking about tonight, so I'm going to bring it up, and you're going to be shocked.
I have an idea because we had a meeting. We had a live meeting on Wednesday night.
We did.
By the way, this week's Brickworld Crossing, even if you're not into Animal Crossing, if you want to see a cozy, innocent game turn just dirty as balls, check out Brickworld Crossing from last week. It got a little bonkers, I would say.
Okay, well, here's what we're going to talk about. Never plan, no problem. That's the stream. We didn't plan. No problem, though. because the Lego news. We're not going to panic, but there's less than 40 days to Chicago. Mark will give us a Chicago update here in a minute.
Oh my God. Whew.
New build progress. We'll, do what we always do, talk about our MOCs. 90-ish new nifty knickknacks. It's actually more than 90 sets, I think, but,
Holy
90
crap.
worked with the rhymings or with the alliteration. No S, Sherlock. Mark and I did some closer investigation on some of the new set pictures, and we found some stuff.
We did.
Then we'll talk about neutral notions. That sounds like a close call. And I did only do 2 instead of 3, scaling it back a little bit if we can. Next week, new show. We'll be back again because that's how we do.
That is
what
how
we do when we do what we do. So, not going to panic. Less than 40 to Chicago, Mark. What's going on in the world of Brick World Chicago?
Well, if you're already registered, you will get this email tomorrow, but let me read it to you. Brick Dad Builds in the meantime says, Tainted is who we are, but together we are called a Tanya. A Tanya of Tainted. I love this, like a crash of rhino or a flamboyance of flamingo. What's your favorite one?
Okay. I think it's a dazzle of zebras.
A dazzle of zebras, yes.
A murder of crows is another good one. I also heard that a group of giraffes is called a tower.
A tower.
I think so. Yeah.
Nice.
A tower of giraffes.
So let's see. What is a group of otters called? A lodge.
I was hoping it would be a club or something like that.
So there's 5 ways to refer to it. You could say bevy.
Ooh.
You could say family. You could say lodge. You can say raft, which I like. But I think my favorite is romp.
A romp of beavers.
Romp of otters.
Of otters. What about beavers? We gotta know about beavers too.
All right, cool.
You said lodge and
I love that we're like
sea or river going creature, and I thought otter. Didn't think otter. I thought beaver.
You put up the Marcus businessing banner, and I'm like, what's a group of beavers called? That's my businessing for tonight.
We'll get there.
It's a colony.
That's not nearly as exciting.
Oh wait,
as a raft of otters.
Did you know that a group of bats is called a cauldron?
Oh, interesting. I've always heard them referred to as a colony of bats.
Oh yeah, that's one of the other options, but it's not as fun as a cauldron.
It's not.
Anyway, where was I? You'll get this email tomorrow. This is some of the updates that we have for Brick World Chicago. Sorry, I don't have any fancy graphics for this one, but here we go. Brick World is only 36 days away. Barf in the bad way. Time to start panic building. We have added a new item, the Brick World 12 minifig case, which we showed off for the first time last week on the stream, and told you that was available. I haven't posted it yet, so I don't know how many we've sold because I was supposed to post that on Instagram this week, and just other things got in the way. So we have the 12 minifig case, which I can bring up a picture of a little later when we get the slides going. To the Brick World merchandise store, available through your Brick World portal, which is available through your registration. Make sure you have your confirmation number. Should be in the email that you got when you confirmed your registration. And you can get to your portal through the Brick World website, through the convention registration button at the top right-hand corner of the screen. I can show you how to do that even. Let's do a little bit of this. Anyway, we're hard at work on the schedule for Brick World. As soon as we have dates and times finalized, you'll receive an email with more information on how to register for sessions that require registration, like the garage sale, like workshops. If you're planning on donating items to the charity auction, we will be sending out a link to a form that you can fill out to let us know what you are bringing to donate to our charity auction. One of the exciting things that happens each year at Brick World are the awards. In order to be considered for an award, you need to fill out a mock card request form on the Brick World portal. Second, your display must be in place by Friday at noon. On a more somber note, we are trying to collect a list of everyone we've lost from our community this year. If your group lost a member, please encourage someone from your group's leadership team to let us know so we can make sure they are remembered. Please email contact@brickworld.com. And we look forward to seeing everybody this year. So let's take a quick look at the Brick World website. I will show you how to do everything that I just said. You are going to go to brickworld.com. And if you click on this button up here, convention registration, that will take you to our registration software. And down here at the bottom where it says already registered, this white link here underneath, register now. If you click that, it's going to ask you for your email address and your confirmation number. And as soon as you get in there, you can modify your registration and check out these forums and these purchase links that I just talked to you about.
Yeah.
And the schedule won't be on there yet give us a couple weeks. We still need to figure all that out. But that is how you get there. If you have any questions about that, again, you can check in with us on Discord. I should drop that link in there too. And you can also email us at contactus@brickworld.com.
We got a couple questions in while we were working on that. The first one was, what's the last day for mock cards?
Well, yeah, that's an easy one. It is
sometime in May.
May 15th. I think it is May 15th. This is one of those that we have changed the deadlines on in the past. Convention deadlines. Let's see. Mock cards and award entries. May 15th is the last day to request mock cards.
Nailed it.
Oh, this is pretty. Our site's looking prettier every time I look at it.
Yeah.
And let's see. Merchandise pre-order is supposed to be closed now, but it's not. We're keeping orders open for until the 15th for most of our items, and then the brickshell cases will close that on June 1st.
All right.
Fun times.
Philip says he won't have a slot machine to raise charity money this year, but he'll figure something else out.
All right, yeah,
which
cool.
is
Just
great.
Make a bucket.
Let's see. Lego Team B says, tell me you're going to cover that skateboarder lifestyle pick. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't remember that one. I tried not to view a ton of them because I wanted some of it to be fresh and live.
Yes, agreed.
Though I did view a few for purposes of our silliness. Apparently a group of apes is called a Congress of Apes. I don't know if that's a joke or the truth, but I like it.
I think it is,
what is a group of platypus? It's a paddle. A paddle of platypus or platypuses. A group of beavers is called a drama club. We got the joke in there. Let's see here.
A paddle. That's so awesome. What was the other question?
Ostif says we're up to $3,810 for St. Jude's.
Nice.
So you'd only be at $3,800 if Mark didn't have his head shave there.
It's right. It was and if you $190 more dollars in Malls of Vengeance will shave his head.
All right.
Sean shaved his head last night, so
all right. And then Brick Dead Builds us, do we have a charity for the show listed yet?
Maybe it's listed somewhere, but the charities are Lurie Children's Hospital, Make-A-Wish, Illinois, St. Jude, Little Bricks Charity,
Bricks of Hope.
Bricks of Hope, thank you, and Creations for Charity.
Creations for Charity.
We need a seventh now because I don't like 6.
6 is too creepy, yes.
Yeah.
Ben's Poor Lego Fund can be the 7th one.
All right,
thank you, Mark, and all involved for raising that money, says Ostif. So great job there to everybody. Let's get into what we're building, I guess, because that's our next topic.
Let's
after
do
we
it.
said hi to everyone. Brick Dad Builds does offer to help find a 7th as well.
Nice.
So you can talk to
Appreciate
Brick Dad. And while we're getting into that, here we go. Let's walk it up.
Who's this kicking it with a new mob? New mob. New mob. New mob. Yeah. Will we get a chunky mech? Will we get computer tech? An orange spaceship so sleek? Does he hate castles this week? Does the new mech have a wicked team? Has the castle from last week been reshaped? Has he built 5 or 10? Welcome Z Cerberus Daddy Ben. Yeah. Jump to 5 bit. Computer tech.
All right. I got it up on the right one again. We're getting good at that.
This is looking nice.
Yeah, so we got a little bit farther.
Yeah, we sure did.
I told you white was going to be fire on this.
I agree with you now. Now that I see the rest of the framing coming in, it is fire, and I do like the light gray with it.
Yeah,
I don't want to see any dark gray with it now. I just gotta trust you next time.
Gray? Nonsense. But we've got a couple of things. I'm not sure if this is going to be a Lion Knights castle or not, but I did want to get a shield up there just to get it in the right place. We got a little thing up there, and I'm knocking stuff off the build.
Fun times.
I am intending for the half timber part on this side to be a different color than it is on this side.
Okay.
So right now that one is tan. The one over here will be a different color, but I don't know what color yet. Cy O'Connor's noticing all the trees that are probably not part of this build, but yes, there's lots of other nice trees on my other build sitting back there.
Lots of hexagons sitting around with lots of flexagons, or no, those are the. But still, I do like referring to the entire family of your hexagons as flexagons because it makes it a flexible layout.
Flexible layout, yes. There will definitely be some. I feel like I need some trees with some color, not just green. Maybe some pink and white.
Ooh, that
we'll
sounds
have
nice.
to see.
VMAX says dark blue would slap. I wonder where he thinks dark blue would slap here.
You want dark blue to be the entire half timbered color on the second frame? That could be interesting. Who knows? But we'll get around to that eventually. So there we go with the slight improvements. We've also got some wildlife. Got some chickens and a goat.
Ah, cute.
As we're working on this, VMAX saying yes, he wants dark blue to be this entire side. He wants us to go crazy with dark blue.
Or you can put dark blue timber over medium lavender plaster. I hear that that color scheme works well. Hoarder 66 is here. Thanks for joining us tonight.
I've seen that. I've seen that color scheme before, and I like it.
And the Bishop family is also here. Brick Dad Builds asks, Ben, how about an homage on the timber with light yellow?
Light yellow.
You've done that with your giant tower.
That was
spinning tower.
Was light yellow. Yeah, light yellow and regular yellow. And I do have a bunch of light yellow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure that that's the worst idea I've ever heard.
It's a nice way to put it.
It's who knows, right? We'll see. But it'll definitely have to be a different color than the tan if I want to get my vision, I guess, the way that we're going with this.
I'm liking this a lot.
So there we go. What I have noticed though, and I guess maybe this is just like a personal problem more than anything else. When I build MOCs, the tower, I always put on the left side if there's a tower.
You kind of tend to that, don't you?
Yeah, and I don't know why. I have a couple where it's on the right, but almost always
it doesn't bother me
to be on the left. Doesn't bother me either. I've just noticed it.
There's old left tower Ben again.
Left tower
is suggesting dark red on the other half timbered section, but I think you already have quite a bit of dark red in there, at least mixed into the roof. Am I wrong?
Yep, that's the color on the roof. Lots of dark red up there.
Al Goff says, need a dark green splash over the green to even it out. Just my opinion. For the foliage, yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, this is all still beginning stages of the foliage. We definitely need a tree or two on here, among other things. But we've just kind of got a nice start to the summer. I think, as we all know, I'm a bigger fan of the fall colors and foliage. But, they can't all be exactly the same. You got to switch it up a little.
Brick Dad Builds further clarifies light yellow would give a country white without having a cream. And then Amy Schultz is here, channel member. Thanks for joining us tonight. She says hello to everyone and says that looks fantastic, Ben.
Yeah. Am I left-handed? Interesting question. I am not, though left-handedness runs in my family. My son is a lefty. My brother and my dad are both lefties. My wife's sister is a lefty, one of her two sisters. So we've got lots of lefties in the family. I am pretty much straight right-handed, though. My dad is a bit more ambidextrous. He says he's left-wristed and right-armed. So he does eating, writing, and dental work. He was a dentist with his left hand, but he does all of his sports with his right hand.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Matt's the same way. I think it's being raised Catholic. He was like, they were trying to get him to not use his left hand for stuff, but he also throws with his right arm, and he's a lefty. VMAC Attack says, all aged white. Just find all oxidized white and use that as the plaster color.
Yeah, and I do have some. That's one of the things I like about the white scheme is that if you can find some of your yellowed white, and mix it in there, and it
gives you another color to work with. Yeah,
it gives you kind of this natural idea that there's staining and color changes. So yeah, there's a fair amount of yellowed white in here. So who knows?
The Bishop family suggesting that maybe there's just an homage to your family subconsciously.
Yeah.
Sai says, I'm used to seeing towers on the left is quite common in Ireland. Maybe you're of Irish heritage, are you?
English, Irish, Welsh, Norwegian, and German. So yeah, it's in there. Bit of a mutt.
Hoarder 66 says that you're saying that you're doing it right.
Well, I'm doing it left on most of my MOCs. And you can even see over here, I got our Rogue's Forge in the background. Tower's on the left. The tallest tower on the spinning Fortress of Doom is on the left if you look at it from the quote-unquote front, but of course it spins. So which side's really the front? Who knows?
Yeah.
The windmill, I did one with the windmill. The windmill's on the left.
Yep.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
And
I think of Nora's Noria, the taller part of the building is on the right.
It is, yes. And also I have there's the Black Goblet, which is like a tavern. The tower on that one is on the right as well.
Ooh.
So it's not exclusively taller on the left, but it is frequent.
You mix it up from time to time.
Only occasionally, though. See, this build too, it's taller on the left, but then I have the big tree on the right. So I don't know. Just kind of where I am.
Is this your Chonkagon?
This is the Chonkagon, so it's the biggest of the 3 hexagon sizes. I feel like I could do one size bigger.
I think you can.
As well. And I think I would need to do one size bigger if I wanted to redo the Noria.
And if you wanted to do something like the size of that larger tower build, the revolving one, if you want to do something like that again on a hexagon, it would certainly have to have a bigger footprint than this.
Yes, it would. And I've been doing it in increments of 8. So right now they're 8 long on the side, then 16. This one's 24. But it's 24 on this side and then 24 on that side. So it's 48 from end to end, but less than 48, in this direction.
Moto has joined us. Thanks for being here tonight.
Yeah, I've seen Moto lurking around all over the place lately. So good to see you, Moto.
Yeah, Hoarder claims to have had 3 perfect days in a row.
Wow.
That's I wonder what that's about.
Wow. I've never had 2 perfect days in a row, so this guy's got 3. It's pure insanity.
Yeah. I don't think I've had any single perfect day for quite a while.
What is a perfect day?
I don't know.
That's a question we'll have to answer sometime.
Yeah.
But anyway, there we go. We've made a little progress. I'm still liking the white.
There has been a lot of streaming the last 3 days. There certainly has.
That is true. Yes, and I did try to pop on and catch some of it every minute or two. But you were co-streaming it. Ostif was live streaming it. There were streams going everywhere. I'm like, what's live? What's not live? I couldn't tell. I did pop on and see you with your head shaved right before you ducked out of Ostif's stream. I saw his head shaved. So there's shaved heads everywhere on that stream.
Yeah, there's hair all over the Lego room.
Yeah. So.
All right. Moto says that I will know the perfect day when it happens. You say it out loud when it happens. Okay. Hoarder 66 said it 3 days in a row out loud. You're really down in the dumps. Anything better seems perfect. I can understand that. We talked a lot about mental health on the stream lately. Yeah. So yeah, I have not been holding back about how I've been doing with mine. Ghostbusters don't cross the stream, says Brickdad Builds.
Except later they tell you to cross the streams. It's very complicated.
Yeah.
But that's where I am. Any other bits of wisdom?
I'd like to see your stone columns off to the right a little bit closer. I want to see how you did that.
Yeah.
It looks like
a little weird.
It looks like I've attempted something like this. You'll remember the vineyard part of the orchard, the great Fabuland City Park that may never come together. And yeah, a 2x2 stone column is a hard thing to come up with. I think you've done well here.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's the perfect day. I wouldn't say it's the perfect column. I think to get some more visual interest, maybe it doesn't follow the exact pattern that we have on the outside of the corners of the building. Like perhaps they're a little thicker or perhaps they're a little less, I don't want to say symmetrical, but like matchy from like this one's here, this one's here. It's just so hard to do a 2x2 stone column.
It is. It's very hard. And I think part of it is, it's offset all over the place on it. I have a feeling that when the rest of it's done, it will be a minor detail and not too distracting.
I agree.
But yeah,
maybe some vines will help just
something like that. Yeah.
hide the awkwardness of those things. But I think they look great. Like again, I think that's one that I've struggled with before. I can see a little bit of a struggle here, so I'm not trying to insult what you have there, but I can definitely understand
true.
that. Yeah, it's not an easy one to do. I don't mind the way it looks, and I don't think it'll detract from the whole thing when it's all done. But I was curious to see how you did there. Are those tiles or are those ingots?
They are all tiles.
Okay.
I could try some ingots on here and there to break it up too. I do have some.
I do like the backpack hanging off the backpack hanging off the.
Yeah, we gotta go
like
feed
that.
goats. Yep, got
That's
another spot for a torch over here. I don't know. It's probably if it's daytime, those probably won't be lit, but we got a spot for one at least.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see.
The Bishop family suggests that a perfect day is when you build with Lego. Moda says they did cross the stream and defeated Zool.
Yeah.
The Mac Attack says some stained glass might pop on the white. That's true. And some of those arch windows you got going, or some stained glass somewhere. Maybe just one stained glass window somewhere. That'll enhance that feeling. I think somebody last week said chapel. If you put a stained glass in there, I think it might look a little churchy.
I do want to do a chapel. I've seen lots of people do them and liked them. I've never really. I did one chapel a long time ago. Wasn't my best. It was kind of like a ruined chapel, but I like a lot of the architecture for those. I like the big, super steep black roof.
Oh yeah.
I like the bell tower. There's lots of cool things on those. All the, overly dramatic stonework on them.
Flying buttresses.
The flying buttress, of course. Yeah. So it's totally something I would do.
Yeah.
Won't be quite what's going on with this build, but I would like to do one soon, hopefully.
Brick Dad Build says Ben's bad parts are still better than my best. And he laughs out loud himself. That's not true.
That's not true.
You're a great builder there, Brick Dad. Moto says, I just learned if you sub ingots for 2x2 plates, you get great eroded mortar.
Yeah, if you use them stacked,
2x2 plates.
I think he means 1x2 plates.
Okay.
Probably, but maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, they definitely give you that nice shape.
You've seen
there, so
you've seen me attempt a little bit of a different shaped brick wall with messing with the ingots.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes, in the wall it has an indentation. Exactly. Yeah. So in the wall it gives you that nice cut in shape. I don't know that I have any in white, but I do have some in light bluish gray. So they might have an interesting look for some of these stones being a little more eroded than others.
I think I got a bunch of white off Pick-a-Brick, but I'm not sure if it's still there.
Oof. Recently?
Within the last year?
Okay.
I can check real quick. I am placing an order this week, so
yeah, you always need more Pick-a-Brick.
Need some grays. And grays and greens is what I'm looking for to fill in some spots on my build. How do you do this? There we go. Bricks and pieces, Pick-a-Brick.
Yeah, you got to try to go there and avoid looking at all of the new sets and being like, "I want that 100%. One. I want that one. That looks great."
So the ingot is still available and it is a bestseller.
All right. So
Brick Dad
can
Builds,
get it in white. Get it soon.
That's not Brick Dad Builds. That is Algoff. He's asking, what are the ingots? They are this
piece. Yes.
Yeah. So you can see this right here. We're talking about this piece in white. Let's get a different color so you might be able to see it on the screen a little bit better. We'll go with the sand green. It's that gold ingot piece. I'm sure you've used them several times in your pirate furniture builds.
Mm-hmm.
They come in a ton of different colors now. Bestseller all the way. These first 2 rows, this first 3 rows. Almost 3 3/4 rows. All right, and look at all the other colors that are available in 2 if you want to wait that long. What color is this? This is metallic gold ink. Okay. But purple, turquoise, tomato soup is this? Bright orange.
I think that's the regular orange. That's the regular orange, not the tomato soup.
Bright red. Yeah, you're right. Brick yellow. This looks like
AKA tan.
Medium stone gray. Hey there. Dark stone gray. Oh no, the silver metallic. Dark brown. Reddish brown. No, regular brittle brown. Black. What's this? Warm gold. Boo.
White. Looks like sand blue.
Titanium metallic. White.
Oof.
Dark
sand
stone
green.
gray. Dark red looks like sand green, yellow, dark red. Yeah. And
New
this is
dark red,
green.
by the way.
It's been
Apparently.
called that from like the beginning. You hush, Rakuten.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's an ingot.
Yeah, we can try to stick one on here just for funsies.
Whee!
So there goes that one. Here goes an ingot on here. We'll just replace a few here and there for funsies, just to see what happens.
Interesting, it does change the texture like immediately. Algoff says, yes, gold. I say barf in the bad way gold, but if you say barf in the good way gold, that's, everyone's got their own opinion of what they barf over, how they barf.
Yeah, your barf is not my barf. My barf's not your barf. Everybody barfs a little different. So there's just a couple of them.
And for different reasons.
Flicked in there for a little bit of change. So,
Yeah. Algoff has never heard anyone call them ingots, but now he has.
Yeah, that's what they're called on the site and everything.
What do you usually call those, Al? Hoarder66 says, I got a box of tan ingots off the wall, but that was 2 years ago. Jazzy Viking Brick says, I only speak in Bricklink colors. I need to take a language class. Yeah, there should be an app for that. And since Lego owns Bricklink now, they should probably
should merge them, yes.
Be consistent.
The problem, though, is then we'll get the Lego colors, which are actually far stupider in terms of name, which is, what we struggle with when they call something dark green, but it's just like regular green.
Yes.
And it's just
so dark green is earth green or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Bunch of nonsense like that. But there we go. He just calls them gold bricks.
Makes sense. Hoarder66 says, speaking in Bricklink is the correct way, if you ask me. Yeah, it's where we learned the colors. When I worked at Legoland, I got, the Lego vernacular down over the 4 years I was there, but I still refer to them as Bricklink colors because that's where I learned as well. We can discuss it in 37 days. Says Brick Dad Builds.
All right. Sounds good. But there we go. So, just a little bit of live building there. Just throwing a few pieces on here.
I do.
And so we'll get to that side.
Even in a smaller screen, it does make a difference. Like you can see a little bit of texture in there.
Yeah.
Or gold bricks of a different color. Gotcha. Okay.
It's like the Texans ordering a Coke. Which Coke do you want?
Yeah. Georgians do that as well.
Yeah. No one cares about the Georgians. Poor Georgians.
Well, this is looking pretty great. Is this all you built this week? Did you only do one for us, or are you going to whip out another giant castle?
Offensive. Yeah, no, we just got a little bit done considering that I had the dance recital and and the footballs and the visitors and the cat and all that.
Honestly, I was like, oh, it's Thursday. Great. And then I had agreed to do an Instagram live to hype the show, and it ended up being more about me than it was about the show. And the wonderful account there on Instagram, and I'm blanking. His name's Keith. I'm blanking on the name of his stream. We'll bring it up. Now I feel really bad for not being able to remember the name of his stream. And then Friday, I was like, all right, I'm gonna build tonight. And then I ended up going out for a couple of drinks and then remembering that there was a 24-hour live stream, and the weekend just kind of went away from there. Got a lot of work done at the same time. Moto says Bricklink adapts the wonky Lego official colors, will form an insurrection with browser extensions to change them.
Yes, thank you, Moto.
Lego Team BS, what's your immediate impression of adding some ingots?
They blend in. They blend in pretty well. I think I'll have to use a few more of them, but I do like that it breaks it up a bit. Yeah. There are already a number of spots where I have 1x1 light bluish gray bricks where I wanted to add some of the quarter circle ones to break it up too. So there's going to be some more breakup of the textures, but part of it is to just see that I like it first. So yeah, I think I'll probably do some more. I had the bag of ingots at the ready already. But they were slightly off camera. I knew I had them somewhere on the desk, but I didn't know right where they were until we started talking about it. So,
Cy brings up a great point, and this is something that we should all be careful on because it's so easy to do. He says he's a pick-a-brick nerd, spends hours a day looking on the site, spending around 100 pounds a week, 100 euro, sorry, a week on it. Oops. Yeah, it's really easy to do. Hoarder 66 says, so if you use a silver gold brick, is that considered Lego alchemy?
Probably.
Hoarder
Probably.
66 is with Moto on the Insurrection.
Mhm.
VMAC Tech says, brick together, click together. Thank you. That is the name of the Instagram live stream. It was an excellent, I had fun. It was just a nice conversation with another Lego content creator that is just kind of looking for organic growth and just trying to create great content. So I highly recommend you check out Brick Together, Click Together on Instagram. Seems like a really great guy. He's coming to Brickworld for the first time this year and had a pretty great interview with him. Really easy to talk to. Hoarder 66 confirms, does the same. Definitely a parts addict. I don't do it every week, but I can't just spend like $50 on Pick a Brick. I will, like, right now I have 200 some odd dollars in the cart, and I'm like, I got to go through and kind of weed some of that out, but I may just end up buying it because I'm just like, I put these in the cart because I need landscaping stuff. So
yeah,
may as well just do it.
These arrived from Europe. I haven't opened it yet, but I know what's in here. From Pick a Brick from Lego Europe. So I'm guessing I'm going to see potentially a paper Pick a Brick bag in here.
Interesting.
Yes, it is.
Says he's never bought anything online. Do you mean just Lego, sir? Or do you mean like you've never bought anything at all online?
It's not paper. It is still plastic. However, I bought 20 of these. And what are they? Of course, they are Wolfpack torsos.
Oh, of course they are.
They're not the CMF version.
Many of these are the ones from the medieval market.
The medieval, town square.
Yeah. Alphonse says white ingots on white, maybe not so much, maybe some tan ones in there to show thatch underneath. I think the white on white will look good, especially if you're using them the way Moto suggests to look like a thinner mortar. I think that will look cool. You've never bought anything online at all. Wow, man.
Yeah,
showing quite some restraint.
That's impressive in its own right.
Very impressive. Yeah.
Awesome torso,
like those torsos. Yep. So was Ben.
Yep.
Obviously,
it's a good one.
He bought a ton of them.
It's a good one. I only got like 20 of those, but I have a number of the Wolfpack figure.
Okay.
And we will talk some more about the Wolfpack figure later because one of the sets has intrigued me with their inclusion of a wolf. I feel like maybe they were just waiting for the CMF before they released it because otherwise it seemed kind of out of place, but we'll get to that. Before we do that, though...
Moto feels he needs to tell us one more time. A skate end can actually act as a stud if you only have a plate height. Place sideways in a one stud width if you can't fit the stadium snot blade in there, and you can snot out illegally.
Wow.
I'll have to follow that one on replay to figure out exactly what was described. I'm more of a visual person myself, but thank you for the advice, Moto.
I think we're talking about something crazy there with the snot brick.
Brick Dad Built says we really need to have a session or live episode on Brickworld week after Hangover. What happens after the show ends? We had that last year. We had a pretty rough episode where I was like, I can't think straight still. We could easily do that. Algoff says I take that back. I did buy an airsoft machine gun for my son for his birthday, but that's it. That's the one online purchase you've made in your entire life. Wow. Bishop says brick leak and whatnot can be dangerous. I haven't delved into whatnot. I have an account, but I've never run an auction on it myself.
Yeah. Well, you can hear everybody. Mark is on his special mic, which means he's ready to talk mock. So here we go. For some reason, I can't see your. I can see your picture there, but not here. Hold on. Let's try this again.
Yeah, we did this last time. I don't know why this happens, but let's go ahead and I will stop presenting it.
And I can see it in the green room, so I don't know why it's doing that.
I know it did it to us last time as well, but we'll just.
That's okay.
fix it this way. Present, extra camera, share, add stage. There it is.
There it is. We did it.
Yay!
I got it. I got it.
Good.
Jeez.
There we go.
Mark's acting like this is his stream or something there, like trying to push all the buttons and stuff. Like, oh, it's a Brick World stream.
One thing I will tell you about today is Orion is having a very, very bad day. She had an amazing morning because we were able to go to the park and see her best friend.
Cheeto.
Yep, that's the one. I didn't want to say the name because she's sad. It's been raining since about noon, and she wanted to go back to the park like she's used to. She goes twice a day, but by the time Matt got back from the gym, it was already raining. And so we're waiting for him to come back from his meeting and he'll take her for a walk. But right now she's very grumpy.
Aww.
She loves her Uncle Marty. He went to get a coffee. And so I called Cheeto over and Cheeto came right to me. And I turned around and Orion was running off after Uncle Marty.
Aww.
And so his dog came to me and my dog went to him. And I just ended up putting them both back on leash. And we waited outside 7-Eleven for Uncle Marty to come out. And Orion whined the entire time. I'm like, she doesn't even do that for me when Matt and I switch off at the park.
Well, I guess the dog's got preferences today. Brick Ted Build says no rain where he is. So interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
interesting.
Bad for Cheeto and Orion, or just Cheeto? Who knows?
Yeah, I would say Cheeto probably got to play in the gym with her dad tonight. So,
okay.
Yeah, she probably chased the vacuum.
Okay.
And then Uncle Marty probably brought the lacrosse stick down and slapped some toys around for her. Sorry, hockey stick. All right, so you may not notice too much of a difference.
Yeah, not a ton. Did we do some work on the backside of that stone step there? I can't quite tell with the bridge in.
No, that's the same as last week, but I will show you. I did some detail work where I started adding the roofs on, so you can see like this roof has actually been tiled.
Yep.
Didn't really do any other updates on the buildings themselves. Did a lot of restructuring, and then I started working this cherry blossom tree orchard into the rest of this.
Okay.
So I've updated all of these. So this is where most of the work was done this week. I do have a base now for this to sit on, for the house to sit on.
Good.
So I can start working on the stonework like this. And so this is all the structure underneath. I got all the pieces in to get my Technic base underneath there. I didn't go all the way across for the Zen garden. I was looking at this and saying, wow, that's a ton of space. And then I put the house on it and I was like, oh, it still doesn't go all the way across. Still considering putting another section back here so that I can bring this even further back, like here-ish. But that'll take quite a bit of building and I can't do it on this table because I'm out of space on this table.
Yeah.
Try not to flip this off the table.
Yeah, I actually like it pushed up where it was.
Oh, okay, perfect. It still hangs over by about 8 studs in the back, which makes me nervous. I don't want people walking past this during the show from behind and just rip it off because it's only going to be attached by like 1 stud in the corner.
And sometimes that's all you need.
But my roofs are starting to line up a lot better. I don't know why I couldn't figure it out in the first place, but I'm getting them on track now. The one thing is I have a waterfall here in this spot, and I realized that moving the house to where I moved it, I always wanted it to like this to the waterfall to either come under the house or kind of like come off this spot here, like they built kind of over it like a culvert that went all the way through. But now the door comes out directly into the waterfall, and I'm like, all right, we gotta
figure that out.
Gotta address that at some point. I may just make a little balcony that goes over it so there's not a waterfall there, and it just is assumed that that water feature comes from over here somewhere.
Yeah, all right.
That's a problem for a different day. So I've completed this pool here, got the water in. I haven't put all the plates and cheese slopes in yet. Completed this pool, which I'm really excited about, and then created this part as well. This part was here last week, but it was just kind of the front of this stuck to here. So I'm creating another pool down here, and then I started on this spot here. So this is not where I'm focused with the camera at all. I'm still focused on the entire build.
Yeah.
I think like what I started realizing was like if I don't start figuring out how all this landscape fits together, that part of it's never going to get done.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of landscape to do on this. I like where it's headed with the various bits of color there added on top of the landscape. I like the dark purple sword leaves and
Yeah.
flowing down into a little viney, planty. I don't know what to call that outside of a viney, planty zone.
It's more just kind of like, it looked more like I just threw leaves on it. Like, look, now it's foliage. And so I do want to address that as well, because I would like, if it's going to be a vine, I do want it to kind of hang down like we've got going on over here, not
Yeah.
just be sort of, and because I only have like a 6x6 green plate there, because there's not a lot of options, at least not in my collection, for green pieces with side studs. And so I've
Yeah.
got to be a little bit more creative with how the foliage is going to look on there. And I may not want a vine hanging down that side. And so we'll see what happens with that foliage. I moved the tree. I don't know if you could tell, I moved it closer to the house since we're up here now.
Okay.
Instead of coming off to the side, and that'll give a little bit more highlight on this waterfall over here when it's done, which means I could take this out.
Okay.
And then I worked on, oh, go ahead.
We got some questions. I think some of them have been answered, but let's get to them.
I like questions.
Cy O'Connor says, very sexy build. Are the walls lavender? That has been answered, but yes, both lavender and
medium lavender.
Medium lavenders. Two
Yes.
shades of lavender with the dark blue as the timber color.
Yes.
In this.
And all of the supports, all the 1x6 supports, I think on Bricklink that were under $7, I purchased all of them.
Yeah. Brickdad Bills thinks the upper waterfall looks different for sure after you move the tea house.
Nice.
Let's see here. Brickdad Builds agrees with me. He thinks that the house sitting farther up on the path back there does better. Let's see here. VMAC asks, what's the plan for the tea house to the water section?
From the tea house to the water? Oh, here?
It says, what's the plan for tea house to water section? Yep.
That makes sense. So, and good question, because that was something else I took parts out to do something with. So this is, I'm already set up for it. I'm going to do
we got some snot over there.
Yeah, so this is why the water disappears. I'm going to build out a little sort of, it's not going to be too thick because I don't want to cover too much of this pond because I really like this pond. But we'll do just a little bit of land that hangs out to make this look a little more organic here. And I got a full plate level to work with here, and I'll probably come up over this with more studs if that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we're adding a little bit of a landscape edge there to create a little overhang down into the water. Lego Team B says viney planty zone, and I was critical of Lego color names. Okay, that was a Lego planty zone for Lego viney planty zone place for sure.
Yeah, so, I endorse that.
Yeah, I would say that was less stupid than like bright light red and dumb names like that.
I will agree with you there.
But, who knows?
Oh, we'll just keep going.
But yes, Lego Team B, do need to work on some of my English skills.
Yeah, so I've kind of run out of some of this more organic looking green slopes. And so that's what's in my pick-a-brick cart right now. But what's funny today is I did, as I was looking for one piece, I found, let's see if I can find all of them, because I found several that I will need to go in and take out of my cart. But I found an entire bag of these. These are the 1x3. I know I have a drawer somewhere of the 1x2 curved slopes.
Do you remember? What would be pure fire out there? They had a minifig stand for the army men in the Toy Story line.
No, I don't remember this.
Oh yeah, they had this piece because you know how.
Oh
army
yeah.
men,
Yeah,
that
yes,
would look,
I do know exactly.
That would look nice out in the pond.
Oh my God, I do have those. Where would they be?
Let's see here. Order 66 says, I really need to learn how to make some good trees. Well, Mark and I have talked, I don't know how many times, about doing a special on tree building.
Episode, yes. And I'm redesigning the base of the cherry tree since they're all on what's that called? They're on Technic. They're on Technic bricks with a pin to get them at that angle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know there's a better way to do that because they're really, really unstable. I have that piece, and that would look very sexy in
the Toy Story lily pad figure base. That's what Brick Dad Build wants to call it.
I want to call it that too. I don't want to make too much noise, but I think I have at least one in this particular bin. So I'm going to try to find one because I now I have the desperate need to throw it out there and take a look at it.
The mock looks great, and the blue light behind sets it off. Yes, Mark has got very nice subtle lighting. He's got lots of skills on that. Yeah, it's hard to tell from here how the shape looks, but yeah, there you go. Yeah, just have it out there. Why not? Put a little frog on it. Why not?
Poisonous toad.
Yeah, the poisonous tree frog. D Bishop asks a Sinner question. I already know the answer to this, but I'll let Mark answer. Do you cover all your studs, Mark?
Nope.
The answer is no. Yeah, because Mark likes to let the logo show sometimes.
Exactly. I'm not. We talked about this on the live stream over the week, on the live streams over the weekend. The kids call that something smooth something. I can't remember exactly how they refer to it as. Besides that, but there's an entire movement out there that doesn't want to have any studs showing, and I'm not really for that. I find myself doing it all the time because I do have a tendency to be like, wouldn't this look really good if it was all smooth? And then I just do like having the stud show to like make sure it has that Lego DNA in it, and you can see the Lego logo showing through. And that's not even something I learned from working at Legoland. That's something I've just kind of always preferred. And so on this, we'll see what happens with the roof. I mean, the roof is, a lot of these are really going to be covered up, but I learned a good technique from Kevin Wagner that you can see me putting to use here, and that all these stones in the stone path are made from 2x2 round tiles, 1x1 round tiles, and then I use the Lego stud as the other size of the cobblestone, which is something I learned again from Kevin Wagner.
There you go. Fill it in. Yeah. D Bishop, if you're seeing, or Bishop family, if you're seeing a lot of flatness around, it's because those things for Mark are built largely on the landscape, studs not on top style. Yeah. So they're kind of stacked on their side, which is why it looks very smooth. But yeah, Mark is not a full tiler for sure. He does like to let the Lego logo show where he can.
Yeah, agreed. And there is a lot of full tiling on this because I wanted the like the deck up here has all like wood planks.
Wood plank.
Yeah. I have a bunch of studs showing on that though still because I want to be able to put characters standing up there. Yeah. So it's kind of it's quite more of a mix on this one than anything I've done before. But I do have studs like along the edge in case we want to put let's see if I can do it this way. Hold on. Wish me luck. There we go. If I want to take her and put her here. Oops, don't sit. Stand. Yeah. So we've got studs there for her to be on her balcony.
Yeah.
Checking out her domain because this is becoming quite the property.
It is. She does have quite the property.
Yeah. I don't know if she inherited it or if like she has some great business that she's running.
Could be. Hoarder66 also says the green paint palette piece is a great lily pad piece as well. Yes, we've seen that.
Yeah, I don't have any of those. Unfortunately, I would love to use that.
Yeah, we'll see if that might be a pick-a-brick part someday. They use it in Friends Botanical sets. Oh yeah, like Botanical Garden.
I have that set. I can at least, I can probably get that open and pull a couple of those out. I think my problem with some of those is they tend to use the bright green. I don't like the bright green quite as much. Actually, I think this is bright green. Am I wrong? I am wrong.
No, it's regular green.
It's regular green. Yeah, good.
Yeah. Whatever regular green is in Lego parlance, that's what it is. Does the panda have a name, Jazzy asks? Probably. What's the panda's name?
I can't remember. I used her in a game. I'll have to think of it. It might be something like Padma, but it has to be something that it has to be something that starts with P.
Well, rules are rules.
Yeah. What? Yeah, I'll look it up. I'm sure she has a name.
Oh, actually,
Peter is the one in the official name. I made her a woman.
There are apparently two pandas in the official Fabuland line, and they are both male.
In the Pantheon?
In the Fabuland Panda Pantheon. One is Peter, the other is Patrick.
Peter and Patrick.
I don't know. Let's see here. Lego Team B says Mock won't be finished until you have a comprehensive and well-rehearsed backstory.
Yeah.
You know, it might be true.
Well-rehearsed, even.
Yeah.
I love that.
So he's dropping the Peter in here.
Yeah, I'll get some more green connecting all this too, so this isn't such an abrupt cutoff. But I need to figure out how far out this Zen garden comes and get the stairs in. I still have to heighten the first level of this so I can get a tatami screen in over here in this window. And I need a longer HDMI cable so that we can actually see this mock from this angle. The other day I was just like, I've never put this, I've never had my setup where I can get on the correct side of this creation, and then I realized all I need to do is get a longer HDMI cable, and it made me feel kind of dumb. But here we are.
Always something. Let's see here.
Always is something.
The Bishop family asked, do you use different shades of green? He doesn't on the groundwork, but some of the plants are different shades.
So the plants will be, I don't like using the mixing the dark green and bright green, olive green together on the actual, like the grass-scaping, I guess is the best way to call it.
Grass-scaping, I like it.
Grass-scaping. But I do like to use it in the foliage for sure.
All right. Well, Mark, we are right at 1 hour.
Ooh,
and I know more than anything, we are going to have a lot to talk about in the news realm.
Yeah.
Because as we've said, there's something like 90-ish new nifty knickknacks. It's actually, I think, more than that.
Right.
So we got to start talking about those. Before we do, though, how is your drink level? How is your bathroom level? How is your whatever levels?
Since we're going to be talking about this for a while, like I'm not dying, but I think the best thing for us to do
A wise man once said about Mark, you think he drinks water like a great white shark. About every 60 minutes, he's gotta go. Nature calls 2, sometimes 3 times a show. Hold the stream, he'll shout and dash. The show is live, but he's off like a flash. Instead of telling him you hold the stream, Ben provides cover, the perfect team.
Yeah.
But let's get into some of the news. Do you need the bathroom break before we go?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the bathroom break now. And then 40 minutes later, I have to take another bathroom break. Like, hey, I made it 2 hours. Now it's like, well, now you're making up for lost time. So I'm going to go. Nope, here's the right one. And I'm going to use the bathroom.
Of course you are.
You're going to go. Why don't you start with those? Because unfortunately, I have to use the bathroom again already.
Cool, go do it.
What's it called? What's BPH?
BPH.
Ben plays a tune 2 minutes long while the Tainted sing along. Keeps the show rolling smooth, no rush. Mark mutes his mic so you can't hear the flush.
Mark is muted, so let me unmute him.
The reason I mute myself before I go is because I like to keep listening to what's going on, but I don't want everyone to hear me pee.
Yeah, I managed.
It's been 60 minutes since I last went, so I'll mute it and I'll be listening.
Fair enough. Yeah,
You'll be listening to me.
Hey, Mark's gotta go. No interrupting the stream's flow. He'll be quick, won't take too long. He'll be done by the end of this song. Hey, Mark's gotta go. Mark's gotta go. Hey, Mark's gotta go.
Okay.
Here we are.
Well, let's just say that I think a lot of the sets that we've seen are destined for August releases.
Yes.
Which is fine. We don't want too many coming out in June right before Brick World. There are a few June releases, but we have just been absolutely plastered with news, and not all of them are on the Lego site yet, but a lot of them are. So we'll start at Lego and then maybe fill in some gaps if we recall some that aren't on there yet that we want to talk about. Because I don't think the Animal Crossing sets are up, or a few other ones.
They're not official. We'll take a look at one at least tonight in the close calls, but until we see them on the site, we've got enough to talk about for sure.
We do.
In the meantime, Brick Dad Builds asked, how do you feel? We discussed 2 weeks ago anxiety of feeling calm and peaceful more and more. There's an ebb and flow to this for sure. I think going out and doing the amount of drinking that I did on Friday night, it doesn't mix well with an antidepressant. So that was kind of my fault in the first place. And I found myself in a social situation where I felt very confused and awkward. And so I got myself out of there. And that was a new, mature decision. I was very excited to go out and hang out with some friends. But things didn't go smoothly for my state of mind. And so instead of trying to force it to happen and try to force myself to have a good time after that, I'm like, let me remove myself from the situation because I might make things worse. My patience level has been very low as I'm starting to feel things again and like feel like myself and feel emotions. There's also a lot of pent up anger and impatience. You might see a little bit of that if you go back and watch the entire 24-hour live stream. I snapped at somebody for interrupting me, which is not something I normally do on a live stream. So it's like, it's not a perfect journey by any stretch of the imagination. When I snap at Ben, I'm mostly joking or trying to like create a banter. I never really mean it. Not the way I did on Saturday night. And I felt very sad afterwards. But yeah, it's thank you for asking. I definitely feel better in general, but this is the first week where I realized it's not all rainbows and balloons. We can have balloons whenever we want. I mean, look, they're right here.
You can,
yeah, it's quite a journey. On to the news because we have quite a bit to talk about. Chris Cummings asks,
I interrupt you all the time, Mark.
Oh, exactly. That's what you meant. This one was like a multiple interruption. It kept happening, and I was feeling really self-conscious.
I see.
And like my self-esteem was just kind of like, all right, listen, just stop interrupting me because it's making me feel like I'm a nerd. And it was honestly like high school anxiety that made me do what I did. Cy O'Connor, not like that's an excuse. Cy O'Connor says Greg from London Bridge Bricks just takes a whiz on his flowers in the garden when he streams. What?
Yeah, streaming on the stream.
I need a house plant under my desk. I've been saying that for a while. Now I'm going to do it. Now that I know that Greg does it. Hope you use Suno 4.5. The new update is incredible. What's Suno?
Not sure. We do have Jesse's Brick Galaxy hopping in saying Frankenstein and Joellen. Joellen, this is basically, your set. We got to get to that here.
Yeah, Chris Cummings is regretting not buying more of those ghosts when they were purchased earlier. And she says she got the big version of this at Brick World Indie. She does need the set, maybe 2 or 3. Oh, I can't wait to see what you do with that.
Yeah, I mean, what's cool about this set is and Joellen kind of mentioned it here. There was a larger version of this in dark green several years ago now. It was a Haunted Mansion. I don't think it was a 3-in-1, but it was a beautiful set.
Yeah.
It was when sand green was sort of a newer shade, but very reminiscent of this. It did not have the great monster fightery figures, though. So now we've got a vampire girl and a werewolf and a Frankenstein and a ghost with the more rounded overhead versus the more recent version that kind of looks like it has a bulge, like it's wearing a sheet look. The alternate builds on this, maybe not the greatest, but they do, as Mark said, have a Time Twisters kind of vibe to them.
Certainly do.
With the pirate ship and the train. So here we go.
Alphonse says that he thinks that, I believe what he's saying is that Vampire Girl was also in the original version, the larger one.
It could have been. I know for sure they didn't have a werewolf because that didn't exist yet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they did have the larger haunted house version, which was a beautiful set. Certainly reminiscent of this one. They also did the amusement park tower drop in olive green, which also had a somewhat similar vibe here. But now we're all looking at the haunted house because we want to see it.
Yeah, I may as well bring it up.
It was a Monster Fighter set, believe it or not. Interesting.
They still have it, and they still have a listing on Lego. So
it did have a Frankenstein, two ghosts,
bring up the
a zombie
shots.
chef, and a pair of vampires. So no Wolfman, but a very nice set nonetheless.
Yes.
So
Papa Trip is here. He says, Mark, again, big thanks for your participation and great fellowship on Nostif's stream. Funny, I was just talking about how I was kind of a dick last night. You walked the fine line of emotions between laughter and purpose very well, my friend. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. I was feeling a little self-conscious about my constant presence on that stream. Do you want to take a look at the... I pulled it up.
Yeah, sure. Joellen says, and we're going to have to fight Joellen here. The original is 10228. It's technically not a Monster Fighter set. Oh, it's got Monster Fighter on the box. It came out at the same time and used the vampire characters. Look at that. It says Monster Fighters right there.
It does have the vampire girl in it. So that must be what Sai meant. Or Alphonse, whoever said that. Somebody said it.
Yeah, there were werewolf sets in Monster Fighters at the time, Joellen points out, but none made it into this set. So yeah, that set was gorgeous and beautiful. It had both dark tan bricks and lots of sand green. Had the zombie chef and Frankenstein, but that Frankenstein was a gray Frankenstein, not a green Frankenstein like this next one. And those are the ghosts with the
monster
with the pointy head tops as opposed to the smooth ones. So I don't know.
Her point is the numbering system wasn't the same and it didn't have the Monster Fighter crystals in it like the rest of the sets.
That's true. It doesn't fit the story, and yet it is on the box and on Bricklink called a Monster Fighter set.
Really beautiful set, though, either way. No lifestyle shots. This is old.
Yeah, there's no lifestyle shots for the new one either.
Yeah.
But it is kind of the mini version. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so here we're going to pull this one back up. Here we go.
Good call.
So yeah, very, very nice looking set. Part and price wise, 3-in-1s are usually decent values. This one, not as good.
What's causing that?
$90 for 736 pieces. Who knows? Lego has announced they are raising prices on certain things, certain sets. And they're not always the same things. Usually you get good bang for buck on creator sets, but this one also does have 4 figures plus the skeleton. So, you know.
Yeah. Joellen reminds us not to call him Frankenstein because that was the doctor. He's Frankenstein's monster.
Frankenstein's monster, yes.
9466 set the crazy scientist and his monster had the green version of Frankenstein's monster. Was her point. Sai also said, I spoke to Matthew Ashton from Lego. I know Matthew. He's a great guy who designed this in the original Monster Fighters theme. He resurrected this on purpose. Nice. Lego Team B says Haunted House done. 99 sets to go, right?
We'll skip some. Don't worry.
99 sets on the wall. 99 sets on the wall.
Yeah. Take one down, dust it off, and turn it around. So here we have our Horse Knight Castle, the 3-in-1.
Here it is. Yeah.
We already alluded to this a little before, but there you can see, as we've discussed, brick-built horses. The exciting part, I'm sure, for the castle people is that this one is mostly light bluish gray, which is a change from the last creator castle, and it has 6 minifigures.
Yeah, I like that one on the drawbridge. Interested to see that torso up close.
Yeah, he looks like I don't know if he's got some hair coming out of the chest there. It's not a medieval hoodie. It looks more like a shirt with some sort of vest over the top of it. But we have at least, it looks like 3 of these white knight torso and leg combos, as well as a king figure. And then the Snake Knight, we haven't seen his chest as far as I know, but he does have the Hyrule style shield. So who knows if we're going to see more of that style.
Yeah.
But we have that one there with the snake on it. And I think I described the Horse Knight shield as looking like the dragon from the CMF line combined with the Nexo Knights horse logo. And that's essentially exactly what you can see here.
Yeah, the Bishop family puts it lightly, says those horses are interesting. VMAC Tech says the Yellow Jouster is from Yellow Castle. Sai says great castle, but I prefer molded horses. I think we all do. Chris Cummings says, when I was shopping at Toys R Us, I couldn't leave the store empty-handed because there were no Star Wars sets in stock, so I bought these types of sets. Sai also says the horses look like they're wearing human shoes. They really do.
Yeah, and we talked about this. I think that the molded, we've noticed that in all of the Creator 3-in-1s, even when they're doing themes that might have a molded animal, they don't use molded animals.
Exactly.
They might for like food,
yeah,
but not for anything else. So they'll brick build a shark if they're doing a pirate set.
Jazzy Viking Brick says that those horses are wearing Crocs.
They kind of look like it. I like that, Jazzy. I suppose the other thing with the 3-in-1, and we've talked about this, is that you can reuse those pieces for the alternate models if they're not molded.
That's true. Yeah.
You were going to laugh at Jazzy and how great she is? Is that what was happening there?
No, I was going to ban her.
Oh, ooh. Also, I'll point out that looks like the window in the back here, there's a couple of spots that have windows, but the window back here looks like it is using black shutters, which have only ever also been seen, I believe, in the Snow White set.
Okay.
So we're getting that color a little more. The alternate builds we're talking about, this one down here is like a remake of the Kingdom's Joust. It's a very expensive set if you try to get the original now.
Yes.
And then a cute little windmill scene up top here that folds up into a nice little castle too.
These aren't bad alternate builds, really. I'm not too crazy about the initial model itself, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I think these are also not great. But for a 3-in-1, it's got a lot of pieces and it's getting people's imaginations going. And hey, what's this?
Yeah, look at this.
Banished from thine castle, VMAC Attack with a 11-month member shout out. You let us know what song you want to hear. We'll play it for you. I have no idea which one you want to hear, but you tell us which one, and we will do that for you. Great. We have we'll get to it soon, but Alphonse would definitely like to see a close up of the snake person.
We're trying to get closer to him, but here he is down here. Let's see if I can zoom in any.
We only got 3 images, huh?
Yeah, there are not a lot of images, but you can see it looks like he's got.
I've seen some.
Yeah, it looks like he's got like a studded, a studded leather type look. So it looks like it's black with silver studded leather bits on it.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it on Brick Fanatics or Jay's Brick blog, because Brick Fanatics, Bricks Fanatic has some annoying ads on it now. Humdy dum.
Taken after somebody, huh?
Mm-hmm. The site that shall not be named.
Yeah. This one's back in line on price to parts, $130 for 1,300 pieces. It's about right where it should be at 10 cents plus 6 figures. So this one, a decent value in that regard.
I'll check Brick Fanatics because Jay's Brick blog does not have it.
Okay.
VMAC Tech is requesting Ohio. Nice.
All right. Awesome. I really like that we're getting some new castle figs, says Jazzy. We're also getting some new shields in the gift pinball, not the gumball machine. I believe they've confirmed which shields we're getting in that, which I think is the Kraken and the Pegasus. So guess we'll see that when those come out. All right. Did you find a Mark?
This is the best I can do. Brick Fanatics did have some other images, but this is about all we get as far as. Whoops, wrong screen. Let me do it here.
There's the snaky. There's the snaky shield.
Doesn't really change the. Look at these ads. Oh my god, I hate that so much. So it's a pretty great shield, actually. I like the shape a lot.
Yep.
Oh my god. Let's see what other pictures he has of this. And there's one of the horse knights.
The torso, up close.
Kind of up close. Now the shield's in the way, but you know.
And so you can tell that basically looks the same. Where's this one from?
I don't know.
Maybe it was on the back or something and we missed it. But I don't recall seeing that shield anywhere.
Why is this in there? Shield.
Maybe it's coming from somewhere else. I don't think that's from the Unicorn Castle, but maybe it is.
Pegasi?
The Pegasi.
Huh. Horses, snakes. Okay.
All
Fair
right.
enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
See you later.
All right. Let's talk another creator set. There you go. You got me. Which is going to be this adorable toucan.
This is great.
OMG. Alternate builds are a fish and a butterfly. They're decent alternates. But I do like the colors on the beak on this in particular.
Mm-hmm.
He's eating what looks kind of like a pareidolia-esque
watermelon. Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah, and if you don't know what pareidolia is, we have a banner for it. It's seeing faces in inanimate objects.
Pareidolia-looking watermelon slice.
Yeah, so he's got some eyes and a little grin there with his shape.
Yep.
And Mark beat me to the pareidolia banner, if you guys can believe it.
I can't.
Yeah. Pegasus is apparently from the Friends Gamer Store, so that's why they have that other image on it.
Weird.
So, yeah, it's a Zelda shield mold. Yeah, I think we've been calling it the Hyrule shield.
That's what you were calling it.
Yeah, the Zelda shield.
Cool.
So yeah, we got the adorable guy here. I don't see a lot in terms of parts that are really intriguing on this, as compared to when we looked at the Japanese red maple, which has a bunch of new parts. But we'll keep on the lookout. Probably some new recolors and whatnot that'll be attractive to people. But this is one of the smaller creator sets, only $18, 225 pieces. So a pretty decent looking little pickup there. And let's get to this one. Apparently, Chris Cummings super excited about this.
Yeah.
White D-Snots new. I don't know if those are new or not. He's talking about the too tall with the curved back snot piece in white that was on that toucan. It's a good piece. I got a bunch of them in light bluish gray because they were on the Pick-a-Brick wall in store lately or recently. All right, here we go. The Unicorn Castle. So I know a lot of people have been talking about this one with sketches and whatnot. It's cute. I don't know if I have a lot else to say about it other than that it's cute. It's got a lot of colors.
Love the colors. It's not too exciting of a castle itself. It's more of like a mini castle that I don't know if you can really play in. You know, that's what I would really want to do with this. This would be a set I would take for the amazing colors.
Yeah,
for sure. I would say the Pegasi and the Unicorn are a little disappointing. This seems like a big idea in a small package. Like they were like, this is we want to do a unicorn castle, but we're going to move the price point from our initial idea to a new price point. So we're just getting this.
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
Not a lot of sets I would purchase to build. And so I would definitely purchase this for the parts themselves. The sticker windows on the front annoy me a bit.
Those aren't stickers.
What are they? Hold on.
They're the window. They're like a bracket window piece that's got that cutout in there, and then it's a 2x2. That newer style. They have They have this window up here.
Yes,
it's the same screen inside of there, but it kind of gives that the weird look.
They have the screen holes in the.
Yes. It's disappointing because it's got this slot cut on the sides because of the panel shape. But I don't know. Apparently those D-Snots were in Barad-dûr.
Yeah, so I'm disappointed in it for other reasons. Why is there a gold carrot?
I don't know. They're like worshiping the gold carrot here. And got lots of unicorn horns up on top of all of the.
Sure do. All in gold.
Yes, your favorite. And it's got a spyglass over here for some reason.
So apparently Matthew Ashton is also a My Little Pony fan, and this looks like a nod to that IP for sure.
Okay. Yeah, it is very My Little Pony-esque.
It's a unicorn castle. There's only one unicorn, and then their Pegasi friend.
Yeah. It is a 3-in-1, so the alternate builds are a ship, which looks kind of garbagey, and then a little cottage with super pine trees.
I did not realize it was a 3-in-1.
Yeah, the alternate builds are not wonderful.
No, they are not.
So I don't know. Main castle though, kind of cute. Not sure that this is going to be a must buy for me.
No, I wish
But
we had
some
lifestyle
people are
cats so I
excited.
would know who this was for. Jazzy Viking Brick says that the Gilded Carrot presides over the kingdom. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
makes sense. Now that we know that, it's all solved.
Right. Now I want to buy it and build it.
Yeah.
Leave it on my shelf.
Let's see here. So then we also have. There was one more creator set. Let me see. I don't want to go hunting for it, but I feel like I need to at this point. It's a horse.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you, horse?
It's towards the end. I noticed that today.
There it is.
There it is.
The beautiful horse.
Brickhead Brad says the 3-in-1s have been so good lately, and then there's this.
Yeah.
VMAC Attack says Castle Tower is still better trees than Animal Crossing.
Ooh,
Not going to disagree
snap.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the beautiful horse. It got an ooh from Mara when she was looking at these, and that's an ooh, not a boo, or whatever. Maybe a
Or
boo
boo
earns.
No.
No, just a straight up ooh.
The bear on this looks like dog legs. We're definitely going to get to that because
we'll get to the dog in a minute.
Joellen Child says she'd just rather keep her Scala horses. Brickhead Brad says the house is good.
Okay, if you say so. I don't know.
He likes a little unicorn cottage, I assume he's talking about.
I assume, or unless he meant horse is good.
Maybe he meant the horse is good. Yeah, perhaps that.
Here we go. So here's the alternates.
That bear is emaciated. Like he's not doing well.
Yeah, he needs to get some. He did mean the horse. All right. Yeah, he needs to get some John West salmon in him.
As a chicken-legged horse, says VMAC Attack. Yeah, he needs to catch some salmon. Even the deer's a little frail. I mean, I know their legs are thin, but geez.
Yeah. I'd say both of those are decent looking molds. If you want some of this dark nougat or medium nougat,
whatever.
Lots of good medium nougat in here.
Yeah, and I would say this is no Fantastic Forest Fox.
No, it's not. It's not the forest animals red fox.
There we go.
But whatever. 685 pieces, $55. It's a decent value.
Sure is.
If you're looking for this kind of thing, so I'd say it's definitely a pass for me.
You can make a nougat spaceship out of that.
Yeah,
nougat spaceships. Make it end.
All right, let's pull back here. We've got the Black Dahlia flower.
VMAC Attack says, with a rack that size, the deer needs a sandwich. Brickhead Bread says, I'm guessing you already talked about the haunted house. Yes, we did. That was where we started.
You can go back and pick that one up. Yep.
Sorry.
Oh, there's one other thing I got to mention on the castle. We'll get back to that here in a second. This one's $28, 358 pieces. It's another one of these flower pot fold out things that Lego's doing for lack of a better term, girl sets.
Yeah.
And they are using the mini dolls, so I don't think it's too offensive to say that that's what they're targeting these to. Though I've bought them for the pieces for sure because they always have some really good pieces in these Wednesday sets. We have some of the dark blue paddle leaf piece, as well as these lavender tri-leaf pieces here. The marijuana piece, as some people call it. Yep, that would be Mark. The black rose down there as well.
In my defense, I call it the cannabis piece.
Cannabis piece. All right, fair enough.
I like the color of the windows. Purple.
Yeah.
More of that.
Yeah, they got a couple different window pieces here. So they've got the black curved window and then the small 2x2 window and a couple different shades of glass in there. And there it opens up. Is the interior super exciting? It's all right. Got a watering can in a different color. You've got a couple of cute plants, including a pitcher plant here.
Brickhead Bread is wondering if the school tile is printed. I feel like that's stickers, although I don't see other stickers in this set. I think I'd be surprised if that was a printed piece. Alternate candidate says, I'm not the demographic, but the Black Dahlia is a must-have for me. Interesting. It is a beautiful flower. Cy O'Connor says, season 2 of Wednesday was filmed here in Ireland. Oh, nice.
Right.
I don't mind this set. Like I say all the time, like I wouldn't buy anything that's like majority black pieces because I have enough of those. But I mean, I wouldn't kick this set out of bed for eating crackers. What? That is not the saying I should use for a Lego set.
Close enough.
Brickhead Bread says it's different, which is good. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I have not been a big fan of the previous flower pot Lego Disney. And this is not Disney,
Yeah.
but the other ones
No.
they've done have been Disney princess ones. This one I'm far less offended by. And it does have some nice looking pieces, and the price to part ratio is pretty good on it. So,
Yeah.
not
Agreed.
bad.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Where are we going next? I guess we'll try to take these as close to in order as we can, but there are definitely going to be a few that we'll skip over. So,
Speed champions?
we'll look at a couple of them just for sake of trying to find new parts. But there we go.
Superhawk, the expert on this, says the palm leaf is closer to the cannabis flower than that one. Okay, fair enough, fine. So that first CMF figure that it came with was like the gardener lady, and I'm just like, okay, what's she growing?
Yeah, so they'd been rumoring that there has been rumors that there was going to be an Oscorp tower for a long time. I would say that I consider this one a pretty big disappointment if you were hoping for another Daily Bugle type design.
Right.
But you do have a good number of figures in here that I think a lot of people will be happy with.
Yeah.
I would say the set itself is pretty yawn boring, but I don't know. The tower's in the middle, not on the left, so who cares?
Tower, yeah.
But we got some lifestyle action here. It's for dads and sons.
Apparently.
It's for Miles Morales and his daddy.
Oh, why do those chairs match? I'm super confused now.
Yeah, they're far closer to matching than they have any right being.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of cool figures. Craven, Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man.
Definitely has a lot of play features inside.
Yeah, we got
Cy O'Connor's all over this.
We got all kinds of stuff.
Really like, Jesus Christ, that lamp. What is going on with that lamp?
Yeah, that lamp went wrong in somebody's pottery shop.
I am so sorry. That's like, again, it's like the 4-year-old's first attempt at pottery and they turned it into a lamp. That is, this is one of the most distracting lifestyle shots I've ever seen. It's like, you can put your set, wait a minute. What is wrong with the people who live here?
Yeah. No kidding.
Disappointed in Ross Braun. I mean, is that who's that?
I don't know. Looks like they were spinning this lamp, and they got to the middle ball section on this, and they like wanted to wreck it, so they stuck their fingers in it, and they're like, "Oh no, it's okay." And went and threw it in the kiln after that.
We'll just bejewel it. Alphonse says, "Are the lifestyle objects in Lego shots AI generated? Weird chairs and lamps?" I don't think they are. They got some weird set decorator because what is on the corner of this? That's the most like junky art supply pile I've seen in one of these. Art object gone bad for sure.
Like these things here look like
okay,
like,
all right.
like
I'll Google this.
Little cardboard planter, like little planters where you have like 8 flowers.
Oh yeah,
some dirt in them. That's what they look like.
We use those for sorting the parts for the GBC and exclusive set.
All right, that's exactly what they look like.
Yeah, agreed.
We got the iPad instructions back because why wouldn't you? He's got a bowl here with a bunch of pins in it and some unopened mail because it's like some cards that no one's bothered reading.
That man does look like Ross Braun. I just Googled, like, VMAC Attack told me to.
Okay, so we got Miles Morales and Ross Braun over here.
That's what's going on.
All right. I mean, it's a Spider-Man set, and the kids kind of got the curly hair and then the hoodie with the cut-off sleeves. It's very Miles Morales-y, if you ask me.
God, this lifestyle shot is such a mess. It's just a giant stack of books on a windowsill
over here. Yeah, at least it's not on a staircase.
Right, at least they won't trip on that. But like the furniture seems so temporary. That looks like a fold-away table.
It does.
Yeah, they got carved wood art on the wall.
Yes, it's another bad art piece. Let's see here. Lots of figures. $140, 808 pieces. Oof. But that's very
140.
That's very on brand for Marvel right now.
Whew.
But a good chunk of figures. So,
dang.
If you're interested in the figures, looks like you got to pay a steep Marvel tax on this. All right. On to the speed champions. Normally we look at speed champions not because we're super excited about the cars, but because we like to see new slope molds. That's usually where we see them first.
I also said ouch on this Jazzy Viking bricks.
So here we go. Here's a pair. I'm not seeing a ton of crazy new stuff on here, though I'm not quite sure what this piece is.
Yeah.
Might just be the triangle piece, but I can't tell for sure. But yeah, in orange. So yeah, I don't know that I have a lot to say about this.
I can't even find it. Trying to look along without having to open a new, move my window again. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Apparently, Gulf Livery Chef's Kiss. All right. So apparently, he's a fan of the colors. I do like this dark blue and orange. It's one of the azures probably, but I don't know which one. Who can keep track of this? Sai also likes the colors. Right. So a pair of them here. Looks like probably some nice building techniques. It's not as apparent to me that there's a bunch of new slopey parts in this as we've seen on some other ones.
I think that triangle piece is new, unless it's the existing one somehow at an angle, but it looks like...
Yeah, I can't tell.
It looks like a new piece, yeah. New can I, for sure.
Though I am excited, they do have the...
Orange meat cleavers.
Yeah, orange meat cleavers, and they have the orange tile with the 1x1 within the extra 45-degree angle built off it. So here we go. Let's see.
That'll change your Flexagon build if they have that tile, maybe, perhaps.
Yeah, I think it might just be
I think
it is just the classic triangle piece at some sort of weird connected angle. Though I am interested in the orange piece behind it here. What exactly this is, I can't quite tell. So yeah, very, very nice colors on this one. Pair of Lamborghinis. This one I'm excited for because it's the bright light yellow. So that color is sort of growing on me a bit.
I do believe that's flame yellowish orange.
Flame yellowish orange. All right, yeah, that could be it.
Not the cool yellow.
Yeah, this is the flaming color. This cool piece where the headlight is. It's probably printed though, which is kind of disappointing for me. A lot of people don't like printing. I don't in this case on that.
You can brasso that off.
Yeah, I might have to. But there it is. So Porsche 911 GTS GT3 RS. Hi, Ryan. She's a big fan of this one too.
I'll be right back. She needs to be let outside because Matt came home. She's gonna persist. I'll be right back.
All right, that's fine. We'll just go over to the next one here, see if we can spot any new pieces in the Bugatti. The Bugatti. I don't really see much for new pieces in this one either, though the shaping looks pretty good. What's the rear brake duct piece on the Golf car? Okay, I guess I'll take a look back at that in a minute too. But that's what we have on this Speed Champion one. So yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of new interesting tiles or slopes. Doesn't mean there aren't any. They're just not immediately catching my eye. Let's see here. So on this one, we were looking at probably this piece in the back here. EMAC was asking about this. The tail lights are interesting. They're the plant top in dark red, and the exhaust on this looks like it is the stud shooters piece. So those are both pretty cool. What's that rear brake duct piece? I don't know what a rear brake duct is, but there's a look at the back of these guys. Also, the bumper on this one is those goofy finger pieces that no one really likes. Let's see here, and on the back of the blue car, this piece back here is an orange fence. They have that orange fence railing piece at a downward angle on that. So it looks like there's lots of cool techniques in construction, nice part usage, but I don't see a lot of new pieces, at least not immediately to my eye. Doesn't mean there aren't any. Just isn't really popping immediately with me that there's a bunch. I think there's one more Speed Champions set, but I don't know where it is offhand. I am exhaust ports are stud shooters. Yes, that's what they appear to be. The Avengers Endgame Thor versus Chitauri, I'm completely skipping that because it looks ridiculous. So we won't even talk about that one. Also, not really going to talk about the Aston Martin Valkyrie.
I like the colors of it.
It is cute. I don't know that we'll have a lot to analyze as a Technic set.
That's true.
All right. Okay, well, a couple things to look at here. We've got a Ninjago Temple Bounty.
Yeah.
I will say that the Ninjago sets, they're shifting a little bit to do both a sort of an adult line or an older child line or teenager line,
They certainly
as
are.
well as the younger stuff. So this one looks really good.
Yeah, they're coming out with a what's it called? A spin-off series that's aimed at adults. That's more of an anime series, and they're premiering the first episode of Brick World Chicago.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'll just vibe with Zane Houston's MOCs. Thanks. Yeah, Zane is a great mech builder. Don't mind us. He's an amazing mech builder, so I'm sure he's going to have some stuff that's more impressive than some of these adult Ninjago variations, but they're still very good. Mark's enjoying his puppy dog today. This set in particular, what I like, besides everything, is I like these red designs up here, the red and black designs that they've put in for the brick built design on that. I like the dragon sort of flowing over the whole thing here.
I
like the sail pieces. They also have this interesting this new looking cloudy, steamy piece.
Yeah, in the
vapory piece. I don't know what
light
it is.
aqua. Yeah.
Yeah.
The dragon does look really great. I'm not sure, again, I wish I knew anything that's happening with the show and why we've had so many different versions of the ship. But this ship is baller. Like, this is fantastic. I mean, I really like the angles that they've achieved with this, the different levels of cabins. And I don't know why there's a giant dragon all the way across the street, across the ship, but there is.
Yeah. They also have a stand on it. So when you put it on the stand, it's angled upright a little bit, which is super fun.
Yeah, it is.
The figures are pretty
cool.
good. They got this giant sword piece now, like the destroyer sword here. Apparently, even though it is very ancient looking, we of course have a advanced computer system operating this whole thing. A lifestyle shot here. This guy might actually be where is this? This doesn't look like a dorm room.
Why does that wall have so many textures?
Yeah, it looks like it's plaster on one side and then brick on the other.
And there's
like a cracked wood column.
It looks like there's
I don't know,
a door off to another room that really needs to be restained.
Yeah, who knows? Let's see here. The bounty is lit, says Sai. It's because the ninja keep crashing the ship, so they need a new one. That might be true.
V Megatech says, I prefer the movie version or my mock version over this. Okay. I think
enough.
it's cool. Alpine says we have the Endurance, this one, the Pirates Black Friday one. How many ships in a year period? Too many ships?
Bring on the ships.
An embarrassment of riches.
Bring on the ships.
It's interesting to me, too, that the red and the dark red actually look pretty good together. It's two colors that I've never really successfully used together. I usually don't like how they look together, but I think it's because of the black timber frame that's around them. That's kind of like, it still looks a little, it still makes the regular red look a little orangey, but Lego Team B says Lifestyle Crew up in their crazy game. Checkmate AI.
They are.
Brick That Build says Ships Over Castle.
Ooh. All right. So there's a little interior.
There's
Looks
a
like
little
I'm
cantina.
not sure what the little gear in the back does, but it does something.
Toot, 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 toot.
Just showing the guy move it, but what does it do? We don't know.
Yep.
It does something. Oh, I think it looks like maybe it retracts the sail on the back there, the one on the back part of the ship.
The back wings that make it fly.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Who knows? Who knows?
I don't know.
Looks like they're using some swords as framing. So I don't know. I think it looks really cool. Let's see. Price wise, drum roll please. $200, but 2,387 pieces.
Good price point. Yep.
Not bad.
That's just all over the place with these price per parts ratio. Moto says Ninjago fans live in deconstructed architecture for millennials and movies. Come on.
Of course they do. Why wouldn't they?
Well, now I know.
All right. So they do have. I'm gonna sneeze here.
Go for it. I'm gonna squeak a dog toy.
All right. I think I've avoided it for the minute.
Okay.
They have several other Ninjago sets. I'm not sure which ones we want to look at outside of the ones intended for the adults.
Okay.
Let's get to that one first. They only have one of the two on here. But that's okay. So here's one of them. Here's sort of the design they're going with. It's Ninjago Legends is what it's called.
Yeah.
So this is sort of your more Gundam-y looking mech guy. He's got a fabric cape piece. Kind of gives me a little bit of vibes of what they did with some of the first Monkey Kid mechs.
Does he have knees?
He might actually have knees.
So Moto says, hey, as long as the Fold plays a live concert, I'll get it. You mean this year? Because I got bad news for you. Brickhead Brad says, darn, I thought we were going to get the dad sneeze.
And I held it in for now. I do love the imagery on the box as well. It's really well done.
Yeah.
So here's sort of this 14 plus updated one. And so there you can see the base, just some sort of sea monster that he's getting ready to slay there.
Huh.
But a really good looking piece. I don't know. This kid looks
like they
befuddled. I don't know.
Transported him in from the 80s. Is kids fashion now back to when I was in freaking grade school?
It is. Look at this thing though. Look at this picture. We got like a pot over here made out of
balls.
Grapes. Yeah, it looks like it's like a bundle of grapes that have been transformed into a piece of pottery. Got lots of plants in this picture for some reason. But very cool.
A ton of plants.
Yeah. Very cool looking set. Here we've got the cape off, so you can see how big that cape piece is.
Yeah, that does look cool. Could you use that as a ship sail, or is it the top a little too curved?
Yeah, no, probably. You could probably find a way to use it.
So Brick That Build says what I was alluding to. Sorry, Moto, no Fold this year. They're taking this Father's Day off. Yeah, they've got some familying to do.
Yeah. There's an exclusive poster inside, and there we've got that crazy looking flamey, feathery, splashy piece, whatever we want to call it, in a reddish orange color instead of the blue.
It does look like plasma is shooting out of the back of his head, though.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a feather, I would imagine, or whatever, a tide sash or whatever.
Right, so Moto says he'll boycott if the folds on Chicago. Got to pick battles. And I'm dead in Custer at the Battle of Little Bighorn. Okay. As Custard at the Battle of Bighorn, ignoring all practical advice.
Sorry,
I don't know what else to say. Sam O'Connor says you have to search the other set, the Guardian Dragon.
Yes, we do. So it's not showing up in new, but maybe we'll find it on the search. If not, I do have it on some of the other spots.
And it might be under Ninjago.
There it is.
Yep, you got it.
It's there. Just not under new. $150, 1650 pieces. Also has a, much like the mech, it has a base. So they're really upping their base game for these so that they're ready for display as kind of like little statues. But here it is, the Guardian Dragon.
Make these like Legends is like their UCS.
Yeah. I like the box style. I think it's really,
I see
really
these again.
looking.
Yeah.
So
it's like
cool
the Star Wars black box.
on blue. Yeah.
Yep.
Look how big it is. It's a big set.
Oh, it sure is. Oh, we have this giant tree that is next to the table, but growing in front of the guy sitting at the table.
A window or something. It was what this
What
thing
is going on?
Look at in the background. He's got like a art rendition of the dragon itself as well.
That must be the free poster that comes with it.
Could be.
But there's a book underneath the shelf that you can see underneath the table that's stuck open because he's just shoved it. Yeah, that's gonna annoy the hell out of me every time I look at this.
That's what's hanging you up. Got iPad instructions. Of course we do.
Brick Dead Build says, Moto, we can still blast their music over the whole show. Moto says, good reason I died of dysentery, decentness. Well, wish those guys the best. Glad I saw them. VMAC Tech says the headpiece is menacing.
It is very large.
Time Head Dragon. Tiny head. Okay.
Tiny head. Yeah. He does have kind of a small head compared to the rest of him.
That tree is going to eat that kid. It's the side.
Yeah. Very cool base. Very cool looking dragon. It's well done.
It's not even next to the table. It's behind the table.
Yeah.
I'm back on the tree.
Yeah,
the tree is insane.
You can't get away from the tree.
No, you can't.
Look at this thing. He's got the dragon poster, then the dragon, like a tetherball over here.
It's Day of the Triffids.
It's a volleyball. It's like a tiny volleyball.
Moto is going through the stages of grief here. He says, we can remember, and that is good enough. I'll pour some bricks for the homies. Where are the balls? Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, where are the balls? We have like an old school speaker.
They've been replaced with trees.
There's a ball. It's like a volleyball over here. It's like a tiny volleyball.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The medicine ball looks like.
Yeah. Looks big and thick, whatever it is.
Medicine ball, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. iPad, definitely on the instruction that he's working on.
Definitely not on the instruction he's working on. Yep, you got it.
Sorry, we're off on the... There we go.
All right. Do we want to talk about any of the other Ninjago sets that were new?
I don't know.
There's a jet. It's dark green. There's a mech riding a dragon. So there we have...
Yeah, I like the Velociraptor dragon.
Yeah, we've got the... We finally done it, and we've done both a mech and a dragon at the same time and not Ninjago. So now the series is done.
Perfect. They jumped the shark.
They've done it. They've done it. They've done it. Everybody, they've done it.
Have they?
All right. They've done it. Yeah, so it's cool. I don't know. I do like that we're now getting this dragon helmet piece in a darker color. Before it was all red. Now it's like a stony gray color, probably the titanium color.
I like the cape over the mech shoulder. That's an interesting little dragon figure. Sorry, I'm looking at you get this blade sword again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that figure in the center.
What is on the wall?
The tapestry?
Oh, goodness. Yeah, that's what that is. A tapestry.
Tapestry, yeah, I guess.
Color black tapestry on top of like some skinny lockers down here or something. A cactus. Cactus.
Nice.
We found a cactus. iPad instructions.
This is the chalk outline. The murder mystery.
Definitely on the
go back.
On.
Go back. Those chairs match?
Got a red one and something else one, and I don't know. But yeah, no, not so much. But there we have it. We've successfully combined mechs and dragons.
It's about time.
About time. About damn time, Lego. $75, 584 pieces. Ooh, snap.
Ooh.
Not great. Not great.
No.
They have Rontu, the Master Dragon. I don't know why he's the master. I've seen much bigger and better dragons before. Another little tiny mech guy. That's about all I got to say about that. So we'll skip a few of the Ninjago ones. I think we got to the good ones there.
I agree.
All right. And then I just sorted it by newest because I felt that was the best
call.
way to keep track. All right. Iron Man and War Machine versus the Hammer drones. WTF. That's all I want to say about this one is WTF. Let's see here. The jet transforms into a mech. Well, I mean, I know it does, but I still pass.
What is
hammer
this? Drones?
This is from Iron Man 2, I want to say.
Okay.
Where Justin Hammer builds these drones that basically end up creating chaos, but these look stupid. I don't know what else to say other than these look stupid.
Yeah.
I'm sure a designer worked hard on these, did the best he could with his piece budget. Someone greenlit it, but WTF. I hate it. I hate it and everything about it.
The hemorrhoids. Sai O'Connor says they're dancing.
That's what it looks like. It's a rave.
Let's see. It's a rave.
I hate it.
Moto says accepts and gives.
I think that's for the fold.
Yep, definitely is. Jet transforms into a mock or a mech. I don't know. Do you judge Yoda by his size? There we go.
No, but I judge this one by its stupidity.
War Machine be hammered.
Yeah, poor War Machine.
Oh, War Machine. There we go.
Everyone's laughing at VMAC for calling these the Hammeroids. But yeah. All right. I'm not even sure what to say about this.
We only have 2 images of it. And for some reason, it's like this.
They're both stupid.
And then the back of the box.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say.
I got nothing.
They suck. Let's see. What are you paying for the privilege of owning this? $23 for 204 pieces.
Okay.
We can pass on that. The Captain America versus Thanos 4+ ish looking set. We'll skip that as well. Enderman Tower. They have a giant Enderman.
Oh, yeah. They sure do, don't they?
Mm-hmm. All right, next.
Look at that.
Okay. Lunar Outpost Moon Rover Space Vehicle. Did we get all of the space words in there? Lunar Outpost, which is registered Moon Rover Space Vehicle.
I think I said this to you this week. What do you think this is? 2024? This is not the year of the rover anymore.
Yes, past the year of the rover.
Moto says they're not Gundam style. B-Mac Attack says that's what they're called in the film. Oh, hey, well, they're called Hammeroids in the film. That's terrible.
It might be hammered droids, but I don't know.
Lego TV says what to say. The reasonable price. It's a little off for being reasonable. Jesse Viking Brick says these remind me of when I used to transform my 4-brick wide cars into Transformers. That's the Amazon ready product description. Okay.
Hammeroids. Okay, couple things to note here. There's a new, I think, at least new to me, rubber piece that's going on those treads to give them some grip. And then that's tank tread wrapped around some sort of wheel.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of okay bits there.
Okay.
It seems like it's not the right year. I don't know. Yeah, is that a new tread grip piece? I think so, VMAC. At least I'm not familiar with it.
Moto is asking friends to save us.
Yeah. Well, Friends has a ridiculous number of sets coming out. And I'm not even sure if they're on the site yet. There's a crazy number of them.
Yeah.
And here's a kid playing with it. I don't know. I don't have much to say about it other than it seems like it's 1 year too late.
Yeah.
$100, 182 pieces. I would say that the rover they came out with last year, 7 times better than this one.
Well, and there's intentional pareidolia on that.
With the eyes.
I'm not sure why that's necessary, but it's definitely intentional.
All right, let's talk about this.
Okie doke.
This ain't bad.
It's a slice of like you need to I think you need to buy like 3 to 5 of these for it to actually look like that would be a train station. It's just so odd that it's like it's just a sliver of what it should be. And there's no train.
One question though.
Where's the train?
How do you feel about the pigeons?
I didn't see that. So hold on, let me find this. Because I'm not going to be able to see pigeons on my small screen.
Yeah.
So let me take a look. How do you feel about the pigeons?
They're adorable. I think pigeons are terrible, but I love the pigeons.
Oh, those are pretty good.
Yeah.
And they'd make good stone the edges of buildings, little statues, little bird statues. I think they have printing on them.
Yep, they do. They have little pigeon printing. Yeah, the pigeons are straight fire. They sure are.
Lift. It does, and the lift actually works, so that'll make Jesse's Brick Galaxy happy.
That's important.
Cy O'Connor loves the city sets.
There we go.
Joellen says, I can't wait to order a whole flock of pigeons.
We need more pigeons. Yeah, the most exciting thing about this set is the pigeons. I don't know what that says about life, but I agree it's the best part about this.
I don't mind the domed roof. I just wish it wasn't such a weird sliver of what this should actually look like if that's going to be the architecture.
Yeah. Hell yeah. You'd probably want 2 or 3 of them to stretch this thing out. What about the skates on the floor on this one? And what's with the hopscotch carpet?
Oh, God.
I don't know. Where, is this kid like? Is this table like 4 inches off the ground?
Because he's kneeling in front of it.
It looks like he's kneeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor kid.
I don't know. And why does he have such antique skates? Do they make skates like that anymore? Or are those grandpa skates?
Look at the colors on those things.
Come buy a ticket to ride on the pickup train.
Yeah. That a little trolley there so he can replace the lights.
It's just a cherry picker truck. Like, why is there not a train in this train station set?
I don't know. You got to get the Arctic train to go along with this. We'll get to
I like the Arctic train. Yeah.
All right. So that was city set number uno.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't even seen the crazy city set that we know we're getting here soon. We're going to get to a couple fire city sets, though. Let's start with this one, the lab truck. $120, 1,064 pieces. This Arctic line
that is cool.
Was from like 3 years ago, but here they're bringing it back. Love the colors on this. Love the colors then too. It's orange, like an azure blue of some variety, and dark blue. I think they look really good together.
I do too.
Looks like this one's got like a telescope on top there for some observation.
We got a ding dong. It's a doorbell from VMAC Attack.
I like the snowmobile. I like the built up tires, but more exciting than any of that, they have 2 CMF wolves and a little baby wolf.
Little baby wolf.
Like, how exciting is that? They have a little tiny baby pup wolf.
Jazzy Viking Bricks is excited about that too.
Yeah, a pair of wolves. So it devalues your collection of CMF Wolfpack figures if you thought that the wolves were what everyone was after.
True.
But they're still out there. So really, really nice looking set. I like that the snowmobile can latch onto it. They've also got some medical equipment on one side too. So kind of multiple ideas for play. There's our little wolf den.
Ding dong for sure.
Yeah, look at that. Pair of wolves and a little baby wolf.
Aw, that's great.
Just a dog mold, but still perfectly adorable.
Alphonse says wolf mold reuse was predictable. Bring on more.
Yeah, almost makes me wonder, like, oh, they wanted to release this set, but they knew they were going to do a CMF Wolfpack figures, or like, oh, hold it back for 2 years. I don't know. It just seems weird that this is like coming out now.
There is a bathroom.
Who knows?
Is there a toilet in that bathroom? What just happened to you?
Well, this kid is reusing some like packing foam as snow. I mean, he's using what he's got, so I respect it.
Okay.
And yet I'm like, for a lifestyle picture, it just kind of makes me go, ugh. You know? He's like, oh, he ripped the protective film off his parents' 24-inch monitor and threw it down on the table here so that he could have some snow. Yeah, he does have a lot of hair. This kid does have a lot of hair.
What animal is on that kid?
I'm not sure. And what's he running over here?
And then they're like, get out of the shot. I don't know what that is. It looks like Orion's food that we get from Farmer's Dog. Level Genesis says, love the Twins hat. Sucks our season has been trash so far.
Yeah, they're still not as bad as the Rockies or the White Sox, but yeah.
At Brick That Builds Us, is there a disclaimer? F9R, snow not included.
I haven't seen one.
Oh, for snow not included. It's a coonskin cap. Lego Team B says, "Who can afford haircuts when you buy this set?" It's a trip. There's a tribble on his head.
That's kind of what it looked like. Poor kid.
Right?
We have a different kid playing with it now.
Or they put a hat on him. Who knows?
Could have.
Recast.
He's apparently very confused as to where you drive this thing, though, because this ain't on the snow at all.
What the hell is going on?
Yeah, go find some of that styrofoamy stuff that was on the monitor. Get it back on the floor. Oh, we're back to the other kid again.
How can you tell?
I don't know. Probably because, half the screen's taken up by his mop.
He's got a little basket of pine cones, though, so...
That's important.
Yes.
And he's definitely on that step where he's making a soda can.
100%.
Yep. He definitely needed to go back and find that step, because he's like, how does the soda can work again? Couldn't figure it out with the 2 pieces that it uses to make this.
Well, he's putting the observatory on the truck. It's like, is this the same piece?
Clearly, yes. Okay, straight fire. OMG, give me 10 of these.
It's exploring Iceland, says Chris Cummings.
Yeah, $65 yellow bulldozer. It's 682 pieces, and Chihuahua. I don't know how to say that. I love it. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Well done.
Definitely fire. VMAC Tech says that snowmobile will have performance anxiety on those rocks.
Yeah, this is great. Hopefully that one's liquid cooled and not air cooled, right?
And is that a utility belt on that guy?
Yeah, it's like the Batman utility belt in like a nougat color.
And brown or
brown.
Maybe nougat. Who knows?
Yeah.
Brickhead Bread says, "I love the dozer." Level Genesis says, "Every good construction worker needs a mustache."
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't do that.
I'm guessing that this isn't the regular yellow. This looks like the flamish yellow, orange, or whatever color you described it as earlier.
Disagree. I think that's yellow.
Interesting.
Says this is absolutely amazing.
Okay, hold on to that thought. I'll be right back.
Okay, bye. I can't even change the screen. So you know what we'll do in the meantime? What's his name? VMAC Attack requested a song earlier for his 11-month super chat, and so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna play that right now if I can find it. Ben might be back by then, but we're gonna take a 4-minute break anyway. Daddy Ben is so Ohio is the song I'm looking for. Dear God, I'm not even gonna find it by the time Ben gets back. Nope, got it.
Remember that time Ben brought Miles in? Didn't tell him nothing, it's just about your chagrin.
You know what chagrin means?
I forgot.
Okay. Chagrin means like something that embarrasses you. What do I do more than anything else that embarrasses and angers you?
Miles looks suspicious as he should have been. You just can't trust that troll, Daddy Ben. Miles, check out my fit. Daddy Ben grins. Got that Sigma 5, bro. Your daddy's got the wrist. Miles throws an elbow, wants to hide under a rock. Stop, he laughed, just go build a mock. Let him cook. Daddy Ben went on. Check out the riz of the fit he's got on. Do all these words mean cool? The trolling that ass. No, Miles answered this chagrin was the trap. Daddy Ben shrugs. Then what do they mean? Knock it off, Dad. This just isn't your scene.
Miles, you got the fit on today.
Ah.
Are you gonna say skibbity? Are you gonna say
Sigma?
Daddy Ben's so Ohio, he thinks he's got the wrist. Every time he shifts me, I roll my eyes and cringe. He says whatever he wants, which I guess
guess it's kinda stigma, but he's being a dork and I just don't need this stigma. Why would Ben do this? It just isn't nice. Maybe he got some terrible advice. Let this be a lesson. Avoid these Scorpio plotters. Never feed the troll. And you can't trust the honor.
But he thinks that I'm not allowed to know. Like, let him cook. He says I can't know what that means. He says cat.
No, I said mom can't know.
Oh, mom can't know what that means.
Mom doesn't know what that means. I don't know how to explain it.
Right. I can't talk about his fit, his clothes that he's wearing. I can't ship him with anybody. These are things that I can't do. Right.
Dive into Ohio. He thinks he's got the wrist. Every time he shifts me, I roll my eyes and cringe. He says whatever he wants, which I guess is kind of stigma. But he's being a dork and I just don't need this stigma. Dive into Ohio. Hey, hey, dive into Ohio. Hey, hey, dive into Ohio. Hey, hey.
All right.
There we go.
Yellow bulldozer. I feel like it's a bit of a trick because this is the excavator they came out with this last year. And it is the Flamish yellow, orange, whatever the name of the color is.
That is?
It is. Yep. So
Really?
I can hold up some yellow next to it so you can see the difference.
I'm surprised.
Here's straight regular yellow.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell too much here that they're two different colors, but they definitely are.
Okay, yeah.
So it's probably going to be this Flamish yellow orange color, as opposed to straight yellow, which maybe makes it better.
Yeah.
But yeah, the name of the set's Yellow Bulldozer. They didn't name it Flamish Yellow Orange Bulldozer, but whatever.
Alternate candidate says it set's absolutely amazing. Moto says, Lordy, they're asking for a Killdozer mod. Brickhead Brad says, I've been getting construction sets lately. And VMAC Tech says, can't go wrong with D12. Moto says, as a Coloradan, this is triggering. Brickhead Brad says, this should really transform. Chris Cummings says, in the Soviet Union, this would be a trench digger or landmine removal vehicle.
Yeah.
Moto says it has Skibbity Ohio Miles vibes. And also says, so cringe dad units.
Yeah, so this thing here, I will say the elephant logo on it's the same one they also had on the excavator, so I'm quite confident it's going to be Flamish yellow orange.
Good to know. Good to know.
It looks great.
Yeah.
I know when we first saw
especially on that
the
table.
leak image of this, we were like,
or the
that
shipping
looks
crate.
great. Yeah, this is crazy. That looks so dangerous. I'm scared the kid's gonna cut a hand
totally
building on that thing.
So that kid's hair is fire, by the way.
Straight fire.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing with that other kid. Yeah, this is the image we
It
had.
has a little
confusing.
motor engine inside.
Yeah, this is the blurry image that we had on Reddit Lego Leak.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a little confusing from this angle, but no, this set is definitely fire for sure. And from this, I can see that it's not yellow.
Yeah.
I got flame yellowish orange right here, and I have a thing of yellow next to it. It's just is there another yellow color that I'm not aware of?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, we'll figure this out.
But yeah,
this is exactly why we don't discuss color in lifestyle shots.
Right. Just happened to be pretty confident about what color this was based on the excavator. But yeah, really cool looking set.
No, good call. I think you're right. Now I think you're right.
I did a series of kind of these updated, more robust looking construction vehicles, quite a while ago when my son was into it, when he was a kid. And the ones that Lego's producing now, far more stable than the ones I built. They are really doing a really good job with these. So
I think they're fantastic. I agree with you.
These were out 10 years ago or 8 years ago. I wouldn't have had to do that series, and I'd just be building these because they're really well done.
When I looked through this for our silliness segment, I didn't even see half these city sets. I didn't realize there was a plane. I didn't see this heavy-duty recovery tow truck.
Who needs the plane? We can look at the tow truck.
We don't need to look at the plane, yeah. But the colors are cool.
It is. Yeah.
Look at that, though. These are great.
Yeah. Another one that's well done.
How fun is this? Is that the elephant logo again?
Yep, it is. So this is apparently a dump truck, and it ran off the road, and now they have this super crane. Look at this poor guy. He's trying to dig up this giant boulder with just a little hand shovel.
The hair with hat molds are fantastic too. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. The cap with the hair under it.
Yeah.
Definitely see that on a sea shanty set of some variety, right?
Or a bro set.
Or a bro set. Yeah, for sure. That's definitely either a pirate captain, or a hipster. We don't know.
Yeah.
So there we have it. Also, a little medical pack down under this too.
Nice detail. Have we had these rocks in dark tan before?
I'm not sure. It's a good question. They're the 2-piece rock, so you can put stuff inside of it. I don't know what you'd want to put inside of it, but you can. Another thing again, where we've got something on top of the table that they're playing on.
Right.
Don't bother with milk, I know. Yeah.
Which is just corrugated something, little sheet of cardboard or something. VMAC text says
it's like corkboard from here.
Oh yeah. That mechanic is here to fix your car in a porno. Moto says it's great. Some sovereign nation U.S. person is going to mod it into a killdozer. Gambit for Hire says, I don't think the guy on the lift is OSHA approved. In the first pick is what he's talking about. Brick that built bright light orange is color of the dozer. Thank you. That little dump truck could be militarized in dark green to carry landmines, comrades.
Man, Chris is all about. And by the way, we did talk about you earlier, Chris, for giving us the suggestion for
tonight's silliness.
What we're going to talk about in a little bit. Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to be standing on the back of the dump truck while they're lifting it like this. This is not recommended.
On the rocks that are in the dump truck.
Yeah, bad call. Bad call, buddy.
But good call, Gambit for Hire. You're right. The OSHA would definitely have a problem with that.
Yeah, 793 pieces for $90. Okay, I'm definitely getting the bulldozer instead. No question.
Wait for that to go on a little sale on Amazon.
Yeah, this one you'll have to pick up at Costco, and it's already $20 cheaper because then it's at the right price.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Let's see here. What else we got? There's a plane.
Whatever.
It's got the highlighter yellow tail, but we got to get moving because there's still a ton of sets. There's a boat that really floats.
Oh, that's pretty.
It's actually a pair of boats. Different shape. I don't know that I've seen this shape before.
Agreed.
You can take a look at it quick.
Yeah.
I don't think we have a lot to say about this.
Bricks.
Oh, bricks.
We can't find this page.
Which is interesting because I just clicked on it.
Little mess of a rollout here. They do this from time to time. The link's just broken.
Okay, well, we can move down. They're doing a Technic front loader. Can't get to that one either.
Oh, that's odd. Let me see if I get any better luck over here. Mm-hmm. Mark and Ben search the web silently.
Wah, wah. We can switch over to Jay's brick blog here in a second too.
Okay.
It's just like, of course, we prefer Lego to the extent we can get lifestyle shots to make fun of as well. But we can switch over here, which might be what we have to do. Though I can scroll the pictures right on the website. Too bad they're tiny.
Yeah.
But I can zoom in, get a little bigger here. We can do it this way. So there's the dozer. They did a Volvo electric excavator, so now they're doing the wheel loader as well. So looks okay. It's a Technic set. I don't know. 973 pieces, $120.
For some reason, I can get to it.
Okay.
Look, a boat.
Look, a boat. Yeah, I can't get to it, so I might have to reload this page while you're doing that.
It does actually float. Boats float.
Boats float.
That's
both of them.
That's a very both of them. Oh, okay.
Apparently.
I was like, that's a very blanket statement to make. Boats float. There's no guarantee about this set itself. It's just telling you that boats in general do float.
All boats float. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. This isn't bad.
If they do what they're supposed to do, they floats.
Sure do. Aw. Someone lost their front teeth. And again, it's on blue paper.
Yes, we got something on the ground.
They don't even have a table with mismatched chairs here. We just have just play on the ground, kid. What's happening back here?
It's like a seafoam colored thing that it's on, and yeah, I don't know what that is. Is that like
some sort of game?
Is that like practice curling or something? Mini curling?
Yellow X is here, by the way. Thank you for being here tonight. Likes the noodle buoy. Boat hulls for the paddle boat competition at Brick Whirl Pool, perhaps. I guess it's for reality show Jade Mining 2. I don't know what that is. It's for reality show Jade Mining. Yellow X also says the man's like, these rocks ain't going anywhere. Yeah. Chris Cummings says, will there be a new ambulance set with a hurt construction worker?
Probably.
Also, we got lots of little things coming up in here. Chris Cummings also says that little dump truck could be militarized in dark green. Oh, wait, no, he did say that. Sorry. Titanic is still a boat and it's not floating. Turn this boat into KGB patrol for an eastern shore. Okay.
Chris is definitely on a theme today for sure.
Look, this shows that it floats, except he's kind of drowning it.
Yeah. What the heck is this guy doing? iPad instructions.
Not on the right step. That's okay.
That's all right.
But you can see the noodle buoy being constructed there. Noodle buoy.
Why is the shark underwater? I'm so confused. I thought he just swam on top. He doesn't float. There's no claim that he floats.
Arrest that shark.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else we got here.
A jerk shark.
You get yourself.
Mine's working again. Yeah.
All right, go for it. All right, I will remove myself. Add you back in. You're better at this.
All right, Star Wars. We've got Death Trooper and Night Trooper Battle Pack. $23, 119 pieces.
Yellow X says go back. I'm not sure why. He's got a megaphone. I believe that is
the shark.
The shark has a megaphone. I'll check on this.
It's probably one of the police officer guys. 4 figures.
In Soviet Russia, the boat floats you. Jesus.
You got too much Soviet Russia going on here today.
Yeah.
So these guys are like the Ahsoka exiled trooper guys with the various gold patterny whatever's attached to them and the beat up armor and all that stuff. They apparently have a little patrol ship. I don't know. Here it is.
Yeah, this is more of a battle pack for figures that they shoved a little set into.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. He literally has a megaphone.
He does. Maybe that's I know that there was like a Minions fart machine that would make fart noises. Like maybe that's what this is. I don't know. But otherwise, yeah, he's got a megaphone sitting in his room.
Of all the toys you could have, who is going to give that to a kid this age?
Yeah.
You're just asking for trouble.
No. And who's supposed to buy this set? This kid in a plain white room.
Who lives in a void.
I will say that the little craft that these guys are flying in is maybe the squarest Star Wars vehicle I've ever seen.
Or it's a brickhead of the police dropship from the Lego movie.
Yeah. Good call. That is what it looks like.
That is what it is.
This is a chibi. That's how you say that, right? This is a chibi version of the Lego's movie police dropship.
That's my best guess.
Yeah. It's terrible. I don't even know what to say outside of that.
I did go through all the shots first before I saw the actual megaphone, thinking that in one of the shots the shark had the megaphone.
You never know.
I wanted to see that happen, but it didn't.
Plo Koon has a starfighter.
Great!
Congrats!
Oh my gosh! Yeah, this is awesome.
Boba Fett has a mech.
This is a remake of an old battle pack, says Yellow X. Moto says kids need megaphones to walk the protest lines these days, I guess.
Maybe. Yeah.
Dark Tainted tonight. Yeah. Oh, look, a mech, and it's Darth Maul.
Darth Maul mech. Yeah.
Ooh.
Why wouldn't it be? Okay, we can get into the. Well, here's 3 of the 4 Fortnite sets. Of course, we got to talk about the last one too. But here's Colombo. Love the colors.
Didn't we talk about him last week?
I think we might have talked about him on the Wednesday stream. Maybe we did.
Okay.
But here he is, Colombo. He's cute.
I'm excited about. I like the color.
Sand blue, purple. I mentioned that this guy down here, whose name's like Oro or something, is the skin I use when I play.
Nice.
So that one's pretty good. We talked about the fact that the some of these pieces, like the plant over here, are actually in the game, in the Lego Fortnite game. So now they're actually finally starting to make things that show up in the game in Lego format for the sets.
Yeah.
It kind of seemed like an obvious thing to do, but it took them a while to do it. So this is another example. The wolf, brick-built wolf, like they have in the game, workbench like they have in the game, and a llama like they have in the game. So several things that they're kind of now translating into actual sets,
which is cool. I like the Peely set. There's no s'mores, like we talked about.
Yeah, no s'mores. What's up with that?
Pretty sure we talked about this last week, but that's okay.
The Durr Burger. I'm not going to say anything else about it.
We talked about it a lot on the last episode, I'm pretty sure.
Right. Perfect Drive. I think we've seen that before, haven't we?
I think you and I looked at it on Red Lego League. Yeah.
Right.
And then we've also got Herbology, the Book of Monsters, and the Hogwarts Main Tower.
So let's get into those here. Here's the Chomping Monster Book of Monsters.
Mm-hmm.
$60, 518 pieces. I'll wait for this one to be on sale to get all of the brown pieces on this, but I'm not.
Yeah.
They did have a Book of Monsters gift with purchase set a while back.
Yeah, I remember that.
So now I guess here's this one. I guess it reminds me of the mimics from like Dungeons and Dragons, the treasure chests that are actually evil monsters. Looks very much like that.
He's excited about purple tardigrades. Yellow X says, did y'all talk about the other giant Stitch yet? The big pink one? We haven't gotten to the Disney ones yet. I'd gift a megaphone without the batteries. Gamma for Hire says 2025 seems to be the year of the wolf. Good point. Yellow X says, love the Book of Monsters. Reminds me of the trunk from Fantastic Beasts. Yeah, I agree with that. This has got to have a lot of good parts in it. It looks like. I'm not sure how many are new recolors, but this is definitely.
There's a girl wearing wizard robe. Yep.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's cool. It's a little overpriced, but
you have to hide it under your couch. Apparently,
we got to talk about Baby Elephant later. Here's Herbology. So they did have one of these. Was it one of the books that opened? So they had those book sets that opened, and they had like a class inside of them. They had one of those. Now they're doing it as the classroom, as part of the build your Harry Potter castle thing that they've been doing.
Yeah.
$50 though, 390 pieces. Does look like it has some cute pieces, like the pots back here.
Yeah.
As well as the mini fig heads with the plant. I think they're babies, or maybe they're like the mini trophy ones.
Okay.
And they've got the plant piece stuck in them.
There we go. No.
So
what is that? The mandrake root looks like one of those the ball sculpture from the May the 4th sets.
Yeah, they had these in a couple of bright colors recently. I think they were in what were they in?
Good night,
I feel
Moto.
like they were night Moto. Good night, Bishop family.
Brickhead Brad asked, did we look at the book? We just got done with it. Were you here for that? Or are you asking specifically we looked at something else in it? D Bishop says it's been fun. Bishops are out. Good night. Book Nook. No, we have not.
We haven't got to the book Nooks yet, no.
Pull back play feature and it chomps.
Interesting. That was for the monster book. There was like a gearing inside to like make the mouth go up and down.
Yeah.
So this piece here that's in this olive green color, it was in a couple of translucent colors recently in like lab sets for Dreams or one of those type lines.
It's the first time seeing it. They've got that dragon knife on the sides of the Herbology.
Dragon head,
yeah. Chris Cummings says
some sort of crowbar up here too, it looks like.
Awesome set for populating houses with outdoor plants in case you want to build a Lego lifestyle shot out of Lego. That should be our collaborative.
Incorrect. They're actually gold umbrellas.
Oh, interesting.
And then they've got the dragon head on the other side.
Good use of the garage door piece, the 1x16 piece, I believe he's talking about.
Yeah, they got this crazy curved piece too. Lots of little mushrooms.
That gold umbrella is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks really
cool
good.
Looking piece. And there's the little mandrake inside there, so I bet you can pull him out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I've seen this pot piece before.
I have
So-
not, for sure.
Who knows? Have we talked about the Sherlock book nook? No, we haven't. We'll get there. All right. So that one's decent enough. They've also got the stupid one. I don't know.
Oh God, yeah, no, this is not a good one.
Yeah. So they've already done a Fox Dumbledore's Phoenix, is a bigger version that you could make its wings flap.
Yeah.
It was, I don't know, 108 times better than this. There's a larger sorting hat, so whatever.
Yeah.
And then they got a sword.
This is like the Privet Drive Owl.
Yeah, it's cheap at least, but it kind of sucks.
You can tell. What's the little weird parrot thing? The little pink bird.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Oh, it's when he
Oh, he's when he flames out and becomes the little phoenix.
Yeah, that's what that is. Okay,
Right,
sorry.
let's talk about Baby Elephant in the Sky.
Okay.
Ding dong. OMG.
Yeah, I did think this was really cute. Then I'm like, we're expecting parents. Well, I don't need that, but I think it's a really cute set.
Yeah, you don't need it, but OMG, is it cute?
Very cute.
So, are they teasing a sword set? YOLO X asks. Maybe they are, because we've already had the sorting hat and the Phoenix. They've been pretty resistant to making like life-sized weaponry, though.
Yeah.
So I would have a feeling that Lego would think that that's not in their wheelhouse, but who knows? Lord knows there are enough Lego adult fans that just do replicas of weapons.
True.
So you can have, hey, here's the blue one, here's the pink one, here's the green one. So you can, say what the baby's going to be, or maybe you don't want to gender it, so you make it gold. I don't know.
Baby's going to be gold. Yep. And
here it is on the bookshelf. Regardless of anything else, though, it is ding dong adorable.
Adorable. Agreed.
You can change his diaper color. So cute.
Oh,
so forget if you're an expecting parent or not.
It's doorbell.
Super cute. Yeah.
Ding dong. We need a ding dong song.
We do need a ding dong song. They also have, in the party realm, they have birthday numbers and birthday cakes. Just saying, they're out there. There's a Bugatti and Technicness.
Yeah, Brick Dad Builds let us know that's the regeneration Fox. VMAC Tech says that takes care of Sarah's birthday. She loves elephants. Kevin Schmidt is here tonight. Thanks for joining us tonight, Kevin. The Fox set is what he's looking ratty just before he flames out. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. So
it's supposed to look worse. I don't know about that, but okay.
Maybe I don't know. Alphonse agrees with me that the other Fox set is 985 billion, or as he says, 394 times better.
Yeah, and Brickhead Brad brings up that talking about downscaling Star Wars, Harry Potter is worse.
Yeah, that's true. Here we've got a bunch of princesses with their pets.
I like it.
Of course, my daughter immediately said, I want it. We counted all the little animals. I like the little, what's the guy's name? The dragon, is it Mushu?
I don't know.
Making that up? Something like that, though.
Milan?
Yeah.
Probably.
But there he is. We've got an adorable rabbit. We got a chameleon. We got flounder. We got the pig. We got a baby tiger. There's lots of cute little baby animals. 1 to 5 builders can build this together.
Nice.
787 pieces, but I'm guessing it's going to be like 100 and something odd bucks. So let's see. 130.
Mushu. You are correct with Mushu.
All right, Mushu.
Alphonse says 394 is the page number for werewolves. It's the Snape thing.
Maybe, but let me point out again that the Fox version before this one's 394 times better. Okay, so where are we next? So I don't know that I have a lot else to say about this. I didn't see a lot of interesting parts or anything.
Okay.
But if you have a child, or you personally love princesses and pets, hey, it's a princess pet superset. $130 though, so
certainly is.
There's a Minecraft pickaxe. Are we going to talk about it? No. There's the Star Wars sets. We can skip those for now. More Star Wars sets. Oh, we've got the 101 Dalmatians puppy.
Yes.
This one you can do is several different versions: red collar, blue collar, black ear, black other ear, black spots. So I don't know how many variations they have, but it's a number. So I don't know. What do you think of this?
It's cute. It's not a bad design at all.
Cute for sure.
But it's not something I'm gonna get, of course, because I'm not interested in all those parts. But I think it's a good design. I think it's a really good design. I kind of like some of the cartoon stuff that they've done with the Disney line.
And it looks like you've got a lot of options in terms of how you pose this guy.
Yeah.
Or it looks like they have both a feet down version and then a feet up version. I don't know. I think all you have to do is swap the legs from front to back.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's how that works.
Yep.
But it looks like you can do several different designs. Pick your favorite puppy and kind of do it as you want. So kind of fun.
Yeah, it's cute.
Let's see. Ding Dong a Doggo. That's right, Jazzy Viking Bricks. But do we need more black and white, or more white brick? I always need more white brick because I got to get more yellowed to build my castle over here. Let's see here. This will do great on rebrickable for recoloring.
Yeah. Agreed. It's a hit on the design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pick your color, pick your whatever, and you could get multiple sets for multiple dogs. If you were into that. $150, 1,700 pieces though. So, could be worse. I wonder how much of it's extra pieces though to add spots or recolor the ears or whatever else.
I agree.
But still a pretty cool idea.
Agreed.
They're making a giant version of the Too Fast, Too Furious Skyline. Avengers Endgame Final Battle is already out, and we're definitely skipping that. Oh, we did miss one.
We sure did.
3-in-1 Creator, which is this rotary telephone, which does not have flowers growing out of it.
No, what's wrong with this thing?
What's
Why else
wrong
would
with
I
it?
have an old rotary phone or an old cordless phone or an old razor if there weren't flowers growing out of it? Yellow X wants us to turn that Dalmatian into a big red Clifford.
Okay.
Brick That Build says $50 IP tax on the puppy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it does seem like it.
Should be $100, you're saying, but price wise, it was pretty good actually. But yeah, so I like that the alternates are a cordless phone and like a first gen cell phone.
Right.
So it's like, hey, you can do 3 different telephones. Also, this is a retro telephone, which I kind of get, but this is a retro telephone now too, and so is this.
Jesse Viking Brick says, no flowers, no buy.
Yeah.
Chris Cummings says, is the dog a more stable build than the Tuxedo Cat? I want more Tuxedo Cats for parts to build steam locomotives, and I missed a 20% off sale at Meijer weeks ago. Uh-oh.
Yeah, shoot. I don't know. But anyway. Nice colors.
Yep.
Cheap enough. Spider-Man, they updated the very classic subway scene with this newer one.
Give me a minute, Ben. I'll be right back. I'm going to hit the bathroom.
Cool, you do that.
Not a smooth transition.
Not this time, but that's okay. So this is a newer version of Doc Ock. Probably the Spider-Man 2 version. Hard to remember which one he's in and not in anymore. We've got Aunt May. We've got whatever the reporter guy's name is. But I do like this version of Doc Ock. He looks pretty cool. But this was a classic set with the subway car. The old version, the subway car wasn't as good, but they had more of a scene around it. And I guess it's not really a subway car, is it? It's well, they do say subway train scene. But there it is. Also got these interesting spider web catching things here that are coming off the sides. I don't know if these pieces have existed before or not. The spider pieces, but we've got that. We've also got a very gray and somewhat boring subway car otherwise. So a remake of a classic. I think that classic set, if you still have it in box, sells for like $500. That's like crazy. Jonah Jameson, Ron tells me that's his name. Totally believe you, Ron. Tron Bricks is here. Gives us a howdy. Best of the new Spider-Man sets, says Brick Dad Builds. Yeah, I guess it's better than Oscorp Tower to some extent. You don't get as many figures, but at least it looks cohesive. And I think that Doc Ock looks pretty good.
Much better design. Yeah.
Yeah. VMAC points out it's an elevated train in the film, but New York only has subway trains. Yeah, that was sort of what I was remembering is the scene was elevated.
Guess
They
who's
call
back?
it a subway train. So I can guess it might be Orion. $55, 393 pieces. Oh, gross. Gross. All right. Someone wanted to see this. This is Angel. This is the new Stitch. Goes along with your buildable Stitch from before. She's very similar, except pink and has these crazy tentacle things.
Yeah, and it has those quarter round ones, those new ones that we saw last week in the Japanese maple.
Yes, the new longer, more stretched out macaroni piece. Bunch of them in pink.
Chris Cummings says, hopefully the subway car will be hoarded by Bricklink stores because those gray front side windows were used in those Santa Fe passenger cars. Oh, interesting. General Tron's Brick says, unless Doc Ock's claws are new, no new parts of noteworthiness. Brickhead Brad says, sometimes subway lines go above ground. Yep, we have that in Chicago and New York as well. Manhattan doesn't have elevated, other boroughs do, like the Bronx. And Brickhead Bell says, ding dong, Noon's home, moving on.
No one's home, moving on.
Oh, ding dong, no one's home, moving on. Okay.
All right, so there we go.
Hi. Like the Bronx, but it was filmed in Chicago. Yes.
Mara, of course, absolutely needs this. I asked her, hey, did you build the first Stitch, which did well in March Release Madness a couple years ago? She said, I still have it in box. I haven't built it. But she wants Angel too.
She's going to sell it before she goes to college to help you pay.
Maybe. Probably will be worth something by then, because that set was pure fire. 784 pieces, $65, which I think is what the last Stitch cost as well. Hopefully, like the last Stitch, I'd be able to get it at Costco for $15 off or something. So, not promoting Costco, not a sponsor. Hashtag.
Not a sponsor.
The Batman Forever Batmobile. This was one of the cooler looking Batmobiles that came out.
It's a good set. It's a good design.
It's black, of course. $100 though, 909 pieces. It seems like it's probably more girthy than you can tell here. Oh, they got 16 inches by 17 inches tall. So it is pretty big. It just doesn't look big when you see it.
Yeah, it might be a lot of bigger molds. Brickhead Brad seems excited about this set. I think that's what he's guessing. It's better price point than the Dalmatian, says Brickhead. The Brick Dad builds. Why do I always do that with those two?
I don't know.
Brickhead Brad
it's
says
only half the pieces.
I've wanted this Batmobile. General Tron's Bricks likes it as well. One of his favorite versions.
Yeah, I thought it was a good version. I liked the blue underglowy version of this one. So I think, is this the Val Kilmer Batman version? I think it is. Batman Forever. Yeah, I think it is.
Or was that Clooney?
No, Clooney was Batman and Robin.
Oh, yuck. That movie was so bad.
Val Kilmer. Yes, it was.
Nice.
Terrible film, fantastic vehicle, says VMAC.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going. Rib for Batman's pleasure. Yes, indeed. Front piece is printed, I think. Looks like it probably is based on the look on this, because I don't know that you'd get a sticker that would be able to work on that. But lots of black and very dark gray, plus some Tron blue, I'd say. Kind of Tron inspired. There's a Dodge Challenger SRT Hellcat. Exciting. Ford Bronco SUV. Peter Parker has an apartment for $55. We can look at that quick. Here it is. Another new Spider-Man set that's kind of meh. Decent figures again. So I think all about there is to say about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Creeper. That's what we're getting out of this one. Maybe that's what that guy's called. I don't know.
No, he means the Minecraft giant creeper.
Oh, we're gonna get to that too. We'll skip past that probably mostly.
Jeez.
Book Nook. Should we talk about it? Sure, let's start.
Sure.
Book Nook. So this is the thing. Lego's doing it now. It's called the Book Nook. They fold up into something that would fit on a bookshelf, or you can unfold them to like a play set. They're doing a couple of these. They're doing one for Hogwarts Express. They're also doing one for Sherlock Holmes, as most people already know. But here's the Hogwarts one. There it is, as a book end piece as well, so you can disconnect it and use it this way too to hold books up, or you can fold it up and put it in the middle, which I think we'll see in some of these other shots. So it's a really interesting idea. I'm not sure where they came up with this.
Yeah.
Or why they're doing it, but they are. We've heard there's going to be others.
Yeah,
That's
I think
all we'll say about that. But
Book Nooks and Restaurants of the World, I think, are coming. They're coming for us.
Hopefully, Restaurants of the World die. But we've heard some other Book Nooks that I think would be exciting. Let's see here. Okay, there's a big creeper. Not much else to say about that. They also have a UCS Quinjet.
Yeah. This
So
is a good design.
it is. I like the base on this as well.
Yeah. Gives it a good
Colors
action angle.
Look decent on it.
It looks like you can spin it too, so you can put it at whatever angle you want.
Yeah, you could do that with. They also did that for the Guardians of the Galaxy ship. So yeah, it's got the ability to angle it however you want.
Very cool.
So, very good idea.
Yeah.
There are your figures. Price wise is $130, and it's 1,100 pieces. So
A little bit of
right
an IP
about in
tax
line,
there.
but not too bad.
Yeah. Not terrible.
Not terrible. Considering
Not
some
great.
of the other wacky prices we've seen, I don't think you can complain too much about that. The hybrid excavator, I already mentioned the electric one.
Dear Lord, since we started, they dropped 4 new products. 4
Yeah, it
advent
keeps
calendars.
moving. Keeps slowly moving. Because now the creeper's on the next page again. Okay, they have a main castle tower. Oh, the Guardians now hit the stream. Or hit the page before we had to search for it. All right. I think the one thing I noticed about this, and we may have talked about it, was they have a new version of Fluffy. It's like version 5.
Yes. I think you and I talked about it off stream.
Yeah. I was like,
It was on
do we need
Reddit Lego
another
Leaks.
one? They've made them less terrible over time, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So there's the tower. It's got rotating bookcases. Brick Dead Builds maybe has something to say about this one. Lots of figures.
Yeah.
Let
me see. Catch up on these a little bit. Sorry. So happy holiday, Harry Train. Brick That Built says, I do Harry Potter skip. We got a Hobgoblin in here.
Skip Book Nooks. Skip all of them. We'll see.
Sherlock set looks better. It's a part set. Alphonse says there were like 25 Book Nooks on ideas and a few that made it to review. Brickhead Brad says Book Nooks are no-brainer sets. Brickdead Build says, based on simplicity of sets coming up, are we guessing a few new designers being tested? I don't know. I think there used to be a philosophy in the Legoland shop that there was an A team and a B team for Star Wars. General Tron's Brick says the Guardian Dragon looks awesome. Yep, we gotcha.
We did talk about that earlier, so you can hit it on replay, of course. And if you're not already, go ahead and like and subscribe.
Brickdead Build says he's, I assume he means Fluffy is not favored among Harry Potter fans. I'm not sure exactly who he is. We are skipping over the F1 CMFs.
I don't know what else you can say about them. They're cute. They're all a bunch of cars. They have slide out scenes. Here's the wizard chest, the battle wizard chest. Here's the sorting hat in minifig form. There's another fox, better than the stupid brick built one. Here's your third version of Fluffy. I believe it's third. And there's the tower. Looks like a substantial set. Looks like the Mirror of Desire up on top there. I mean, Irised.
Why have all these Harry Potter lifestyle shots been like, let's take some women and put them in like dowdy, weird clothing? And that's who this is for. And put the couple together. Yeah.
You got some like Harry Potter glasses made out of plastic over here. Yeah.
Mismatched chairs.
Yep. Required.
Showing it with another set there though, right?
Was it with another one?
Is it?
Oh yeah, I think it is. So this is probably the tower and the Great Hall or whatever, because there's the troll. So yeah, you can slowly amass your Hogwarts by buying all these sets.
General Tron's Brick says that the AI, the glasses are AI drawn. VMAC Tech has a problem with her hand.
They look pretty normal to me here.
Did you bring this one up?
Hands are kind of gross. Tower's a good build price, is a touch high, but design is solid for a new castle set. I'll be getting it. All right.
Yeah.
And he's if we know anyone who's an expert, it would be BDB.
Agreed.
So there you go.
A lot of detail in the interior on this one. Rotating staircases. I thought you said bookshelves earlier.
Yeah, sorry. Staircases, yes. And there it is. Okay, that's...
Why is there no chimney on this fireplace?
It's probably electric or gas.
Okay.
And then it vents out the back.
General Tron's brick says dad's hands are long fingered. Is there a dad?
There was no dad. Maybe we missed a dad earlier. That was a mom and a daughter. So
either way, those are some long fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there we have it. So price wise, $260. Oof.
How many pieces?
2,135.
Yeah.
And a lot of figures. So okay, the mom's hand. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Mom, dad, what's the difference? Stop gendering people.
Yeah, my bad. They're doing the Quidditch supplies and ice cream parlor.
Yeah, this looks. If there is a Team B, I think this is Team B, not Lego Team B.
They've done a bunch of these sets now, though. Like they had Hogsmeade.
Yes.
They had,
However,
Ollivanders. They've had several of these, and they're all kind of just the. What's the way to describe these? They're the dollhouse, depth, sets, and people must be buying them.
This ice cream shop though has to be the worst that we've seen out of all of them. Reminds me of the Animal Crossing airport.
Oh, come on! That's
how I feel about that.
That's just mean. Looks nice on the box. That counts for anything. I don't know. Also, like the Quidditch supply, like there's nothing up here on the building, and maybe that's accurate. I don't know. It does kind of look plain though.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
They got the chimney that's at a weird angle, and you can you're really seeing those rocker hinges. Kind of annoys me. Like, why not use a light gray rocker?
The right color rocker hinge on here. They're playing together.
Brick That Built says this is a continuation of the Diagon Alley playsets. Yes, worst set yet. Okay, thank you. I thought so. Felt like it.
So they're kind of it's interesting that they're doing this. So you can build your Hogwarts over 50 sets or whatever, and you can build your Diagon Alley over a bunch of sets. And they also have 2 actual Diagon Alley like UCS sets that they've come out with, plus the Gringotts, plus all these other ones. But these are kind of all the same, more minifig illusion-ish scale type designs.
Yeah, and you can tell that they've got the Technic bricks on the side so that you can combine them to the other sets, but I'm just kind of
diagonally.
Yep.
So there we've got that one for us.
VMAX Tech says since they made mid legs, why do they keep doing short legs?
I don't know.
This must be from earlier in the series when they're younger. They do that quite a bit. This is cool. I like this a lot. I won't get it because I don't need a bunch of black pieces, but I think it's a really good design. You got something you don't like about it? You okay? What's up? Tell me. Use your words.
I might buy it if I was interested in the pieces, but did anyone ask for this?
I don't know. I think it's cool.
Okay.
But Build says will be a big UCS set into September for Harry Potter. It'll be better. They're fake movie facade buildings. That's what they look like. Short legs aren't posable. Yeah,
right. We know that.
I know. Yeah. Hey, Stud City, how are you?
I don't know.
Yeah. Did anybody ask for this? I'm not necessarily sure. They're just trying to do the characters from the movie and get creatures from the movie. It's really not a bad design. What are they wearing this time? Those aren't Crocs. Those are more like Doc Martens, but
I don't know what they are.
Short no articulation is kids, short and mid is teen. Yep, that's what I thought. May the 4th be with you as well. We did our May the 4th preview a couple weeks ago. So
it is actually May the 4th today. So
I know, unfortunately, we haven't talked about Star Wars at all tonight. General John Brick says, not sure if the wing pieces would be useful. Maybe.
I don't know. Nobody asked for this. That's all I want to say about it. It's just like, it's so weird. They're like, oh, we did Buckbeak, so now we got to do these creepy guys too. And why are there two of them?
Because in one of the scenes, there's a baby.
Okay. I don't know.
Naru White is here. Thanks for joining us tonight. Brick Dead Build says it's comparable to the Buckbeak set from last year.
But it's not.
You just brought up.
Because this looks dumb. I will buy it for the pieces, perhaps. I will not buy it as a set because no one wanted these. They're creepy. $70. 548 pieces. Like, why did they do this?
We got a ladder to nowhere in the lifestyle shots with a blanket over it.
That's important. Yeah. What a bunch of fools. All right, let's talk about a couple of winners here, though. Let's move off from that stink and start with the ice train, the Arctic train. It's cool. If you're a train person, you're getting a cool looking bullety train guy and a little mountain entrance pass thing and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I think these Arctic sets are fire.
These little Arctic foxes are super cute. Looks like they've got a bunch of different things you can put on here. I haven't done a train set in a while, but I like this one.
I do too. Where's this half a skateboard? This must have been what they were talking about earlier with the skateboard lifestyle shot.
All right, hopefully we'll find it if I didn't already breeze past it. Oh, right there. There it is.
It's just half of one?
Yeah, it's half of a skateboard on its side.
Why though?
What happened? What happened here? What happened here?
That's gonna start making its way into our lifestyle shots, though, for sure.
What
Needs
happened?
to have a skateboard.
Now, at first, I'd be like, "Oh, this is some AI nonsense," but it looks like it's a broken skateboard. But why is it in this picture?
That's who this is for. I do appreciate that there's like an avalanche tunnel that you can drop rocks onto the train from.
Yeah, take that train. And look at this guy looking like a hero with this fancy scarf. But yeah, I don't know about this crazy house skateboard thing.
What is going on? Is that like one of those things that like you hang on the wall and like only half it sticks out and you were supposed to put books on it?
I don't. And it fell down. I am not sure.
Photoshopping with AI? Why? Magical skateboard. There's an ID somewhere.
Who knows?
Someone's reality is closing in. It's Inception. Yeah. That's his spinner.
I don't know. This is just so weird. And like the way that everything's stacked up in this is weird. It's all weird. This is so weird.
Lego left a piece out of the set and he was pissed, so he smashed his board.
Now all you have to do is contact Lego support. They'll send you a new one.
Yeah, settle down, dude. You gotta have some more patience.
Calm down, brah.
Don't have a temper tantrum.
We know that historically speaking, you don't have great price to part ratio on train sets, but let's see. $210, 106, 1,500 pieces. So yeah,
oh,
not
yikes,
great.
Yeah. Alternate candidate says can't go out and skate because of the gnarliness that broke his board. So now just stuck inside to make the most of it with Lego. Brick That Build says after you hit dad with skateboard and take his wallet to go get new Lego. Kevin Smith says skateboard probably had some IP that they photoshopped out poorly. Maybe. He's got 2 bag 9s, says Papa Rex. That's why he's upset. That was
one's a 6, buddy.
That's it's a holdover from a live stream this weekend.
Yeah. Well, all right. So there we go. City Explorers Arctic Polar Express train. Can you call it the Polar Express? You must have to add a bunch of other words in front of it or you'll get sued.
Right.
So that one was cool. And then we've got Mini Arendelle. We'll skip that. Then we've got the Sherlock Book Nook or Mecha Team Leader. Which one do you want to start with?
Did we not do Mecha Team Leader last week? Let's do the Book Nook because I think we did Mecha Team Leader last week. Yeah,
you're right. Voltron Combine. So here's the Sherlock Book Nook. Baker Street in full display here. This one's got a lot of like hidden bits where you can move stuff and see additional clues and whatever. I like the Sherlock on the back here.
Yeah, me too.
Cool design.
It's just a shame that it's another facade. I'd like to see these buildings in full. Alternate candidate says, "Love the train, by the way, but I pick up all the motorized trains, so he's biased." That Bill says, "No batteries with the train." We did do the mech. Thank you. Brickhead Brad likes this one. Alternate candidate says the Sherlock Book Nook looks awesome. And General John's Bricks agrees. And VMAC Tech says Q sax solo.
Maybe the sax solo reminds him of Sherlock. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm guessing that there's probably a ridiculous number of Easter eggs to classic Sherlock capers. I'm not saying that I know much about any of them.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter because there's just lots of cool things you can do. Here's a rotating window with some clues and things underneath it.
Yeah.
Elementary Bookshop. Fun name.
Brick Dad Build says, as an alt brands builder, there is another set out that's a full modular Sherlock build. VMAC Tech says Baker Street. General John's Brick says Sherlock plays violin, not saxophone. Brick Dad Build says Fantasy Sherlock set. Look it up. Fantasy is just as bad of a name than
Funhole.
As Funhole.
Yeah, it's up there.
Like when Brick Dad Builds first said that to me at Indie, I like protected my waistband because I thought it was my high school anxiety. I'm like, I'm about to get pantsed.
I'm about to get pantsed.
Fantasy. I'm like, you're making words up.
Don't do this to me, friend. I guess what's different about this one? Yeah. What's different about this one compared to the Hogwarts one is it looks like this one folds, but I don't know that it comes apart to be two bookends.
It doesn't look like it does because those are hinge plates.
Yeah, because it's hinged.
I called them out right away. I'm like, are you about to pants me? VMAC said the song Baker Street. Oh, our brains are working like a mile a minute right now.
Yeah.
Because we're hitting 10 o'clock and we haven't even gotten to silliness yet. And I have to pee again. This is the same thing that happened last week. And I have to go check with Matt to make sure that he's okay with us going through silliness. And so it kind of hinges on that. Speaking of hinges, Brick That Builds also says it's not bookends, it's a book nook. Yeah.
But the Hogwarts one is both.
Well, if you love the Hogwarts one so much, why don't you marry it?
Or the Hogwarts Express one is both. Okay, this lady with the bright purple thing.
What's going on? Giant 80s shoulder pads, yes.
If it's a book nook, put it in your book shelf, lady.
I know, don't put it on your end table next to your weird candle holders.
Your two weird candlestick holders. Yep. And I assume this is Moriarty back here looking all villainous.
All evil, yeah.
Yep. So there you have it.
There it is.
I don't know why they did that either. But yeah, very book nooky.
Yep.
All right, Mecha Team Leader, we apparently already covered. We didn't talk any friends. Should we save friends for next week? I almost feel like we have to.
Friends aren't on the site yet, are they?
They might not be on the site, but they are other places. We can find them.
Let's go ahead and save that for next week. We can even do like a supplementary stream tomorrow night to like cover some of this more, or some other time this week. We could skip Wednesday's Animal Crossing and talk about the new sets more if we really want to.
So that's exactly it. We've got Animal Crossing, which we didn't talk about.
We've been doing this for 2 hours.
3 hours. We've been doing news for 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about. We didn't talk about several things. We didn't talk about Animal Crossing. We didn't talk about Friends.
Yeah.
There's a number of other things that are still out there. They've been announced, but they just aren't showing up here.
Yeah. So give me a couple minutes. I'm going to check in with Matt, use the bathroom. I don't know if you play a song if you want to, or just talk to the people. I'm just going to go.
I'll talk to the people, man.
Make sure my bladder and domesticity are good to keep going. Be right back.
Those are important. So the other 3 bits of news that are out there that maybe we'll cover, actually, I guess it's 4 bits, that we can cover in a supplemental stream or perhaps next week. Bricklink Designer Program Series 5 sets officially revealed, though I feel like we knew what they were. These are like the final designs. I don't think they've changed much from the previous version, though I'd really have to look at that to know for sure. There are Animal Crossing sets. There are also Super Mario sets and then Friend sets. And there are a ton of Friend sets. I don't even remember the number, but they are really quite nice looking. And we had a couple years ago was sort of a really great Friends year. And then last year, I would say, was maybe a little more down. It wasn't quite as nice. Though they had a couple of really good sets. They had the Beekeeper House just recently. They also had the Bed and Breakfast, which maybe was last year's run. They had the Mansion and a couple other really nice ones last year. So they've definitely had some decent friend sets, but they're definitely bringing out a whole stream of additional ones. So we definitely have, out of the 90 sets, we've probably covered what a lot of people are interested in right now. But we certainly have more that we can and should and will talk about for sure before we get to other places. There's perhaps one more we should talk about that I almost feel remiss for skipping. And that would be the one that just got announced, which would be the Battle Droid with Stap. I feel like if I don't talk about this one, then I might get in trouble with everybody.
Yeah.
So there's official images of this thing. I will say that I think this one's really well done. So we might as well get this one up here too. Here it is. So they have a Battle Droid with Stap.
This is really well done. Yeah, I agree.
I think the Battle Droid himself is a good design. Looks very much like a Battle Droid. I think he's well done. He looks articulable enough, and he looks good riding on the Stap. So I think it's a really cool design.
I don't know if you brought these up, but Gambit for Hire said, "Why is she wearing the Riddler outfit in a non-Batman Lego set lifestyle shot?" The woman in the purple shirt. Jonathan Brick says, "Arg, I got real life Colin again. Have a good night. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by." Jazzy Viking Brick says, "I knew you, what you meant, VMAC, but originally when you said Q sax solo, my mind went to Careless Whisper." Brick Dead Built says, "We need an evil robot break." They're pushing into a full city series with friends. Copper Valor is here. She just got off a 6-hour live stream. She also streams Nintendo cozy games, so check her out, Copper Valor, on YouTube if you get the chance and you like Nintendo cozy games. And Brick Dead builds the same scale as C-3PO and Chewie.
Okay.
Yeah, this is very cool. This is a great set, I think.
Yeah, so I think this is really well done.
Table it's being built on as well.
That's very distressed.
Yeah, it is.
Or table.
Yeah. So I'm good to go. Matt has not ordered dinner yet, so.
All right. I'm coughing a little bit, so I need to get myself some water here in a second, I think. But
yeah, take your time. We can do an evil robot break.
Yeah, we could. So yeah, I think we do have a full chunk of news that we can save for next week or a bonus stream. So we'll get to those. So if you guys want more news and you want to know when we're doing it, like and subscribe.
Yep.
Get set up.
Who knows?
Wednesday night's pretty late, but you can always catch the replay, gang. But who knows? Let's see here. Just gotta have faith, Jazzy. Maybe that's another great sax solo as well.
Copper Valley was just nibbling on fruits, vegetables, and yogurts for 6 hours. Yogurt, not yogurts, for 6 hours.
No yogurts.
Yeah,
yogurts. That's what I like to call them. Yogurts. Yogurts. All right. So Mario, Bricklink Designer, Animal Crossing, and Friends, all up for discussion at some future date.
We could have gone 5 hours tonight with all the news that came out this week.
Yeah, because we want to talk about the other silliness that we've seen out there. And that is because, of course, we got the Sherlock book nook. It caused us to start examining some of these lifestyle shots more closely to see if we could find any other little bits of news or intrigue when we took a look at these.
Good night, Rob Claxton.
Both Mark and I did take a good look at that, and so we're calling this segment, of course, now that we're at 11 or not 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock on the East Coast, we can use some choice language. We're calling this segment "No Shit, Sherlock."
And Copper Valor looks like she's crossing the threshold. She's gonna get that starter set, that gateway set. She's gonna buy a botanical from Costco.
All right,
and she's gonna build a Lego set.
All right, that's pretty awesome.
Excited to see that happen.
So I see that, Mark, you've got a nice looking screen intro here. So let's take a look at what you got going on here. Which is this?
Typically start. So, are you sure you want to start with me? All right. So, I didn't call my No Shit Sherlock. We talked on Wednesday that it was going to be Lifestyle Sherlock. So I made Lifestyle Sherlock.
Fine.
And here's how this is going to go. I'm going to show you. All right, so hold on. We got to explain this to Copper Valor. Yet. You didn't buy it yet, but you liked it and you talked to us about it. It's just around the corner. Brick That Built says megaphones and half skateboards and segment explanation. The Mac Attack says once Indiana annexes Chicago, it'll be 1109 for Mark. That ain't happening. So
Chicago would annex Indiana.
So what I did is I took existing lifestyle shots and I photoshopped something into each one. I'm going to see if you can catch what I photoshopped in.
Ooh, okay.
All right,
like
here we go. We're going to go easy to start.
Balls.
Here's the first one.
All right. I'm not sure. Could this possibly be a swirly blue ball of justice?
That's exactly what I asked for. And yes, you are correct.
All right.
It is the wavy ball over here that has been photoshopped in.
Where's Waldo's balls is what we could call this segment.
Balls is this segment for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Good job. How about this one? What's photoshopped in?
Good question. Probably the plant behind this dude's head.
You are correct. It is the plant.
Seems like it belongs there, though. That one's a tricky one.
If I had more time, I would have done better at this.
Yeah, that one doesn't see. That one is that should be there. I don't even know why it shouldn't.
How about this one?
Oh, you got an entire bowl of balls, but I don't think you didn't add all the balls to this shot. Just some of the balls to this shot.
I did not. Chris Cummings says more balls in that picture than a polo team. All right. Yep. This is a bowl of balls for sure.
Yeah.
And
bowl of balls.
How about this one?
I'm gonna say it's this is tough. I'm gonna say it's the ugly art piece.
You are correct. It is the ugly art piece. So now
it looks pretty good in there.
The next four have more than one thing photoshopped in. So tell me.
I don't think I can do this. All right.
Tell me what I added to this one.
That train doesn't look like it should be nearly that long.
Right. So I didn't do anything with that. Is that lamp clay? I'm not sure. We'll have to go check it out after this. VMAC Attack says Indiana lawmakers recently passed a bill creating an Indiana-Illinois Boundary Adjustment Commission to consider potential changes to the state border. Oh, right. But they're not taking Chicago. That's lower in the state. Yeah, I know about that. But that is not Chicago. It never will be.
All right.
I know those people.
I think you added a red chair because you wanted them all to match nicely. Mismatch nicely. And I think you added an antique stapler.
Ding, you got two. Is that it?
Did you add the antique stamp on the right as well?
No.
That was already there.
Yes.
That makes sense. There's a ball in this picture, but that looks like it was probably already there unless you did a good job with that. Oh, the art piece. Did you add this art piece of big giant balls, or was that there too?
No, I did not. Gambit for Hire asked, where's the guy's leg? So this part of the table, there's like a big support beam in the center. Yeah.
That's all I got is those two. What else did we add?
Yeah. I don't know what UPS is, but that's a young Kenny Rogers. Chair stapler art piece. Art piece is incorrect. The dried flowers were photoshopped in.
Very good.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Very good.
All right, and then
looks like it should be that art piece, though. I would say maybe it's the balls and the bolt. But that's just a guess.
No, you are correct. That was photoshopped in. Anything else photoshopped into this?
Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3 plants already. You got a couple of books out of focus. I would say it's that creepy lamp right behind the car there.
Correct. You got 2 of them. Anything else photoshopped into this one?
I feel like I'm looking more for, probably one of the plants. I mean, 3 plants is a little excessive even for Lego.
Just the lamp and the balls and the bolt.
Okay.
Yeah. The rest of it that's what this looked like.
And 3 plants. Who needs 3 plants?
I don't know. All right. And what did I Photoshop into this one? This is the hardest one by far.
Absolutely nothing, because this is exactly what that shot looked like.
Are you sure about that?
Okay. It looks like you added some tchotchkes. I see an otter.
There is an otter tchotchke.
And a troll.
And a troll tchotchke. Yes. Everything else was already in here. This is one of the craziest lifestyle shots I've ever seen. There's like an old camera down in this little basket. There's another one up on the top shelf. There's an old suitcase, a candlestick. All the books have either no bindings or they're facing out, and one of them's moldy. There's dried flowers in a vase.
Yeah, it looks pretty rough.
Yeah.
This one's got everything. It's got the ugliest lamp I've ever seen in my entire life.
What's going on? Yeah, that's crazy.
And the tchotchke shelf had a couple tchotchkes on them, but no otter, no troll.
That's right.
Like,
good
what's
eye.
The point?
Really good eye there. And of course, this frame with nothing inside.
The empty frame.
Now, I was a little disappointed that we didn't have a lifestyle shot for this set.
Oh, yeah.
And so I had ChatGPT create one.
Perfect. I'm excited.
If we'd get everything, I want you to tell me, how do you think Hal did at creating a lifestyle shot for this set?
There's a dead flower growing out of it. We got balls. We got artwork. We've got the rhino man here. We've got mismatched chairs. We've got stairs that are going into a wall,
right?
Including being a shelf for a plant. We've also got an antique stapler and some crazy tchotchkes. And all of our books have no bindings, or nothing on the bindings. I would say this is nearly perfect.
What do you think about the wooden artwork on the wall?
It's terrible. I feel like it needs like one more plant and a ladder to nowhere, and it would have been perfect. I know. This is great, though.
Really
top shelf.
Arm tattoos. I don't know if where I would have photoshopped those in, but I'm sure I have before.
The train definitely had.
Oh yeah. The gray lamp. Good call. This is the Can You Find a Lego set? Yeah, right. That last one with the so Lego escape room. We can't leave until the UCS sets is complete. Brick That Built says all we're missing is a kid with messed up hands. Looks like a stamped graham cracker on the wall. Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So let's take a look. What we're going to look at again. It was something in here.
Yeah, he's got arm tattoos.
Oh, he certainly does. Holy shit.
Yeah. Look how long that train is.
It does look like part of the tattoo has been photoshopped over the edge of his sleeve. Yeah, it's a very big set. There was one other thing somebody was... Oh, it was there a clay lamp somewhere? This maybe over here or in the first shot. Oh, it's wood, actually.
Oh, that ugly wood turned lamp, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely the ball that was added on that one, though.
Yes, and Chris Cummings points out, which you didn't say, you probably saw, but that plant is definitely dead.
It's definitely dying. A terrible death, yes.
Yeah, it's not doing well.
Yeah.
I wanted to have a plant on the stairs blocking the way up, but it just didn't really know where to put the staircase. When I asked it to make a banner, it made another one of these, and it was very important that he was trying to get dried flowers into it. And the other one was like a little bit better in a couple ways, but I was just like, I'll just stick with this one because it didn't understand what I wanted by the banner. But the second one did have a better staircase blocked with stuff. And unfortunately, I asked for this gigantic bro, but unfortunately what they gave me is a very small bro in a very small house because that set is only like 8 studs wide.
Yeah.
Brick That Built suggests that he's a Russian military pilot.
I'm surprised it wasn't Chris that came up with that one.
We're back to Russia. Yeah, of course. All right. So what'd you come up with for No Shit Sherlock?
Well, so I took a look at some of these new sets we covered today.
Yeah.
And I got out, since it's Sherlock Holmes, the magnifying glass.
Oh, nice.
And I'm going to show you what I spied in these sets that maybe we were missing.
Okay, good call. Good call.
We got the magnifying glass up there. Yeah. So what do you think we missed in this one? The wolf family up there.
Is that perhaps? Oh gosh. No animals were harmed in the filming of this, in the making of this Lego set?
No, there was a CMF guy up there. Did you even see him?
Oh, no, I can't see this. I'm going to have to move this to a bigger screen. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. He was up.
Oops.
They were intentionally holding the set back until they had the CMF figure because he is right at home in this set.
Oh, I see what's happening.
Wolf Den.
All right, hold on.
Yeah, you can't miss this.
Oh, yeah, no, I can't miss that at all. Sorry.
Oh, there he is.
I can on this screen, but I'm not on this screen over here. Yeah. Hey, look at that. Hey, that's a good eye there, Ben.
Yep, I found him. How about this one? There was something right here that we missed. It says Lunar Outpost on the Technic bricks there.
I don't know.
If you zoom in really close, though, you can see it says Lunar Outpost. It's 2024 again. Because there it is. It's the year of the rover again.
Right.
It feels like they just forgot to release this one last year, quite honestly.
It really does. And they're just like, well, pull this one off the design shelf and throw in another one for Mark and Ben to shove into a 3-hour live stream.
Yeah. This one as well. Yeah. There's something right here on this box that I ended up seeing. Do you know what it says?
Oh, it says something? I thought maybe it would be maple.
It says something in this one.
In her pumpkin garden. I really don't know.
It says, yeah, we're not sure why we did this either. Like what? That's a good question. I'm not sure. Because this thing's terrifying. I'm not sure.
I don't know, but I can come up with something Brick Dad builds. Give me a week. VMAC Tech says, "Is Soviet Russia the flowers plant in Soviet Russia? The flowers plant you." Brick Dad Build says, "We missed jack shit Sherlock." And then Embarrass is here, says, "You must have seen someone die to see the set."
Maybe that's what it said there.
That'd be a good one.
It's possible. Yeah,
that'd be excellent. Yeah.
Why did we do this? No one's quite sure. Oh, the haunted house set. Did you spy what this is up here in the window?
I thought it was some brick-built ghost at first, but obviously since they have a ghost meld in there, I still am not really sure what that's supposed to be.
Yeah, if you look closely, it's Millie Bobby Brown. Why wouldn't it be? She's everywhere. But there's
She's
our
gonna be in your phone for years, man.
There's our girl Millie.
Week after week.
Nice. It's sad. But yeah, it's probably gonna happen. All right.
Oh, interesting.
We're back.
What else happened in here? Where'd the tchotchkes go?
Yeah. I got a pair of them here.
Yeah.
These are some book titles on these books in the Book Nook.
Okay.
So let's see what the book titles are. If you get real close, you can read them.
How to unlock HUD's phone, Grumpflipencers, your guide to mismatched chairs, toilets, and s'mores.
So this is Lego reading right here.
Yeah, it sure is.
Toilets and s'mores. Nice. There goes my IG algorithm. Yeah, I know.
It's loading up more Millie Bobby Brown.
I couldn't help myself. It's like she's everywhere already, so it's almost like it's unavoidable.
100%.
But speaking of that, because we're already ready to move on to our close calls, and I want to say that's what we're doing here with Neutral Notions. Here's my first close call. You ready to start a poll if we need to?
I am ready.
Who should be America's sweetheart? Nicole Kidman, Millie Bobby Brown, or Charlize Theron? Now, I would like to point out, just for anyone who's confused, I am aware that Nicole Kidman and Charlize Theron are both not from the United States. If that's a technicality that enters your mind, but look at these three lovely ladies and just tell me, who is America's sweetheart?
You seem to have a horse in this race. I just want to say.
My Instagram does. I'm not sure I do.
Well, you didn't pick the most attractive pictures of Nicole Kidman or Charlize Theron.
Are you sure?
I am. And then you also said they're not even American.
That's true. Nicole Kidman's an Australian, and Charlize Theron is from South Africa. I'm not sure where Millie Bobby Brown is from, but
I think she's
thinks.
Is she British?
No, she's not. She did the movie Damsel. I just know this because they roasted her for her bad accent.
Okay.
When she was doing some sort of Britishy accent. I don't know. So,
BMacDex
hey,
voted for Millie Bobby Brown.
All right. I mean, some people have got to. I'm not sure I would, but
she does seem to be winning this at 86%.
that means some other people have voted for either Charlize or Nicole.
I didn't set a timer, so I'm going to go ahead and we have 2 minutes left to figure out who America's sweetheart should be out of the three of these, only one of which is American. Chris Cummings says youth wins here, but we see the future of Millie. Okay.
Yeah, maybe this is her future here. Let's see.
She has to play ugly to win an Oscar. Lego Team B says Nicole. We're done with her.
Oh, poor Nicole.
Kevin Schmidt says Millie Bobby Brown is British. I thought so too. Kelpeck just became a member.
She is apparently British.
Kelpeck, thank you for joining us on our Paradolia team here. Very happy to have you. Brick That Build says, well, I'm 50. My kids are older than Willie. He probably means Millie. Either way, Kelpeck, if you have a song you'd like to hear, please let us know. We'll play it for our outro for you tonight. Thank you for joining and becoming a member of the Tainted. Appreciate that a lot.
She was actually born in Spain. Some important information.
Mm-hmm.
Her citizenship is United Kingdom from her parents.
Okay.
And she's already married to Jake Bon Jovi, who is John Bon Jovi's son.
Yikes.
So John Bon Jovi is her father-in-law.
VMAC Tech says Brickworld 100 Kelpeck. I don't know what Kelpeck is this person. And then you said Brickworld 100 Kelpeck, and I'm confused. Brick Dead Build says helpless. Welcome to the Tainted. Kelpeck. I also believe he also meant. We'll get your name right. Kelpeck, who's also Winnie the Pooh.
What if, man? So our three America's sweethearts, none of them are American.
None of them.
So I'm just putting them on even footing here. Like I said, no horse in this race.
The outro is going to be random. It's Smile When You Say Goodbye by Gracie Fields. Oh, one of our songs. We don't have the rights to play that song. Sorry. So if you haven't seen any of our songs before, we'll just surprise you with one. We'll probably do a nice, an easier intro to our songs. We'll do Peely Bone. No, I'm kidding. We'll do Larry's Castle.
That's actually what said as the outro. No, it's Peely, but we can change it.
Apologies to Kelpeck there. Didn't mean to get your hopes up. Brick Dad Build says, "C.S. Old people don't see her as a horse in it." Yeah. Okay. So that's it. That's our our timer is up. So we're ending the poll. Millie Bobby Brown wins with 67%. Nicole Kidman got 16%. Charlize Theron got 16% with 12 votes.
All right, they each got a vote, or 2 votes. Poor Millie. I don't know why she didn't just clean up on this, but there we have it. So born in Spain, UK citizenship, married to an American staple, or at least the son of an American staple. So,
Brick That Build says he's the Charlie vote.
All right, good
B Mac Attack says Brick That Build Sarah Jessica Parker isn't an option.
Yeah, I think that's a reference to a horse.
Copper Valley voted for Nicole Kidman because she's one of her favorite movies. Which movie is that? I'd have to spend my membership points to find that out during your stream.
Or after she recently had a facelift and ruined her face. I didn't say that. Okay. Question.
You got 2.
Yeah. Do you support near identical set remakes? Sure. It's not like I need to buy them. So here's a classic example of this Creator Winter Village toy shop, where they basically reproduced the exact same set like 3 years later. They were slightly different. Or, for example, the 2 Death Stars that were farther apart in time, but basically identical with a few little updates. Do you like this, or does it make you want to punch it in the face? You can tell us here. Apparently, Nicole was in Moulin Rouge.
Oh yeah, that is a good movie. I don't know. Yeah, this is a close call because they're using a skew. But if it's something like the Death Star, and you're paying like hundreds and maybe thousands of dollars for it on the secondary market because you didn't get it the first time it came out, then yeah, and the Winter Village set became iconic over time, and to re-release the first one, a decade or so after they started, maybe not a decade or so, maybe just 10 years, I think it's been going. I'm sure Joel and Child would know.
And they just did one, though. I mean, that's kind of the part that was weird, is they just redid one.
Yeah, and did they come out with a new one that year, or did they just remake that one, and that's what they did for that year?
And just remade it, which was kind of the no-no, I guess, in a lot of people's minds.
So Chris Cummings always thought Elizabeth Taylor aged well. Brickdad Build says cut costs in collector markets, so yes. Copper Valley says that is like Pokemon Go giving me 50 different hats for Pikachu.
Okay.
Oh, like this.
Okay.
This exact question we're asking. Now I get it. Yeah. Do you really need 50 different hats for Pikachu, or can you just go with the hat he comes with?
Yeah. They were only 6 years apart, the two Winter Village sets.
Okay. Oh, really?
So 2009 and 2015. So I think a lot of people were more bummed that they didn't have a new one that year.
Yeah.
And that they basically released a part-for-part remake. It has a few recolors and about 50 more pieces or something, 60 more pieces. But they're, basically identical. The box shot, they switched the tree from one side to the other. I mean, that was about it. Like, everything else is pretty close to the same.
Copper Valley reiterates, yes, Pokemon Go is always giving us hats for Pikachu. It's annoying.
How many hats does dang Pikachu need?
Well, so a new set should be new is winning at 78% currently.
Okay.
And we've got 45 seconds left in the poll.
There's some remakes that are significantly different, and I understand that. Where they do improvements, so there are new pieces or new brick techniques, and they did add some stuff to both of these sets, right? I'm not saying they were exactly releases, but they're so dang close, and time wise, they're within 10 years of each other. It just kind of makes it feel like, did we need that? Did you need to do this?
Right.
But you're not obligated to buy it. So,
correct.
Unless you're thinking, well, it cuts into the fact they didn't release a new set. Well, come on, guys. They release 200 sets a year, 400 sets a year.
Yeah.
So,
Brickdad Builds is thanking whoever also voted yes with him. And we are at the limit here, so I'm going to go ahead and end the poll. Kelplex says Lego. What does it say? Lego something camo doesn't exist. It can't hurt you. What's going on? Show a photo of the set if you want. What? I don't know what's being said. Apologies.
I'm not either.
Do you support near identical set remakes? No wins at 75%. Sure wins at 25%. Sure loses, with 25% with a total of 12 votes.
Yeah, so the two Death Stars were 8 years apart, and the two creator sets here were only 6 years apart. So, yeah, there's a lot of autocorrect in there. Kelplek. So okay, people don't love this. That's
no, apparently not.
That's fine. I don't know.
Whatever SKUs you have for the year, give us new stuff with it, I think is what I hear them saying.
Yeah, I understand it.
Yeah,
it doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
but it is like one of those things where I'm like, I see it come out and I'm like, is that even new? Like, why do we need that? I'm also kind of feeling the same when they release little set and big set of the same thing in the same year. Like, they've done that so many times recently that I don't understand it.
Yeah, autocorrect the Z in it. All right, I'm so lost still. I censored the in it since it's and it can't is it can't. All right. I can't piece that back together, unfortunately. I'm here on podcast number 5. And how many X-Wings? Yeah.
3 UCS ones that we know about, right? And then, just variations of X-Wings or just Red 5. There's probably 9 of them. Who knows? But yeah, there's a lot of X-Wings out there. So, all right. Let me guess, Mark, you've got some questions about Animal Crossing tonight.
I have one single close call, and it's this. Which Animal Crossing Lego set sucks more? The airport or the museum? And if you haven't seen the museum yet, here's what it's going to look like. But whoops, I'm just making a comment. What's happening in the chat right now? Sorry. Which Animal Crossing? Lego set.
Apparently, we were trying to avoid the word Nazi.
Aha.
Hmm.
Okay, airport museum. So if you're looking at this for the first time, this is what the museum. If you know the game, in my opinion, this is a rather lame version of it. However, what I did realize today as I was looking at other pictures of this, because this has been, this isn't necessarily an official release, but a bunch of retailers are posting this already. So that's how there's so many pictures out there. And apparently there is an interior on this, and it folds to make the entire set closed. The museum, that is. Doesn't matter to me.
It's still better than the airport, man.
The banners that come down the side, like if you're supposed to open up like this and it's supposed to look like the entire museum building, why doesn't the roof go all the way out to the edges? Like that's to me is offensive. Yeah, but that it's gonna be hard to say that something sucks any worse than the airport that only has 2 walls. The control tower only has 1 wall. Let's see if we got this. Lego, no. German camp can't hurt you. You're okay. Lego, no. German camp, show picture if you want. It actually exists. What are we talking about?
I have no idea. Let's just continue.
Yeah, I would say there was an art piece in the early 2000s that was what I believe is being described. But okay, not sure what's happening. Anyway.
That's all right.
Yeah, so we got 3 minutes on this, and it looks like so far Museum is actually winning at 56%.
Wow, how is that possible?
Well, I think the museum in the game is so iconic. There's so much to it, and like what we got is like a mid-sized set. Like there was like the bigger set that's coming out is 784 pieces, and it's just a couple of houses. And then this is what they give us for the museum. I think people are confused by that. Chris Cummings says museum folded up will look more like a mausoleum. Yeah,
Ooh,
good point.
Harsh.
Museum is more of a letdown than the remake of the VW Beetle.
Okay.
Yeah, this museum, this is really bad.
I
the airport's awful.
Yeah, that's kind of my problem with this is that, like, what does the interior of the museum look like? Because the interior of the airport is wretched. The plane sucks too.
Agreed.
And I guess, the museum's a bit boring, but the Triceratops, he looks okay? Question mark? I don't know.
He has mud guards, and he's a biceratops, as we talked about on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I think like the entire the airport
orange tree and a cute little frog. I don't know.
I think the airport's actually easier to modify if you want it to look better, whereas the museum you just kind of have to redesign the entire thing. Jay's Brick blog sometimes can be confusing. Let me see if I got another picture of the interior. No, where did I see it? Dang
There's
it.
apparently no interior of the museum.
There is too.
I think there is too.
There is. Let me see if I can find it. I mean, we don't have much time left on the poll, so I don't know if I'll be able to show it to you in time. But
Jazzy says weather's the only reason to get that set.
Agreed. Okay, so time is up. Unfortunately, let me see if I can find these other pictures because I looked at them today. And I don't remember how I got it. Museum wins at 64% as sucking more. And that is with 11 votes. Let me see if I can find these sets I was looking at today. Where are we at? All right, I think maybe I just found it through Lego Animal Crossing news. And I really am pressing the time here. Believe dinner got here recently. Let's see, Brick Fan?
We're almost there.
Is this where I saw it? There. No. Okay. Yeah, then I'm the one prolonging it. Oh, come on. Brick Fanatic. I thought so. Okay, yeah, here it is. Brick Fanatics does have it. All right, here we go. Come on. Go ahead and escape that. Bring this over here. There we go. So that's the interior, which is actually somewhat redeeming.
Yeah.
In that they've got like the butterfly emporium, they've got like the aquarium, we've got a freaking ad down here in the corner. But as who said it? Chris Cummings pointed out, it looks like a mausoleum when it's closed.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you can put it up like this and like create like the 3 wings of the museum, but I think it's just too little, too late, and this should really be, they really should have invested more in this, I think, for the entire like Animal Crossing experience. But again, that's just my opinion. I'm very, very attached to the game. And I want to see these sets do better because like a lot of the other Lego sets have been, a lot of the other Nintendo sets have been a lot better than this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because of the interior on this one being a little better and maybe having some things that are more iconic to Animal Crossing than the airport does, I kind of I'm sticking with my vote here. I guess I'm not like, so invested that I care. I just remember how much that airport sucked the first time I saw it. When I see this, I'm like, yeah, that looks like the museum entrance in the game. I guess outside of that, though, I'm just kind of like, oh, whatever,
They're both not good, basically.
All right. It's fair.
Easy enough to leave it at that.
Yeah, you already know it's of the 3 Animal Crossing sets that have been announced.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 don't have great. One doesn't have a great price, and the other one, I'm just like, I think the character looks terrible, but you disagree with me. So we'll talk about those probably next week. Because we have so much dang news, we couldn't get through all of it.
Yeah. And next Sunday is Mother's Day.
Ooh.
And I'm not sure what my family is doing. So I think I'll be here for the stream, but I might be coming in a little bit late, perhaps.
All right, we'll see what happens.
I have not talked to my family yet about what they want to do. Jazzy Viking Brick says they're not giving us anything that caters to adult Animal Crossing fans. Yeah, that's clear. And that's disappointing to me. I wish they would think about me.
Yeah. It's all about Mark, guys.
Yeah, come on. Anyway. So are you around next week? What are you doing for Mother's Day?
I think I am. My wife already told me what she wants for Mother's Day. Now I just have to make that happen. Let's see. She says we might be busy or late as well. So who knows? Maybe we'll start at 7:30 or 8. Who knows? The only way to know for sure is to like and subscribe.
True.
Then you'll know when we go live. It's got nothing to do with my wife who's commenting on this. It's what we're doing probably at her parents' house.
Yeah. Oh. So Kelplex says, what are the new releases? I wasn't here, where there's like 90 of them, and we went over them for 2 hours.
So we didn't even get through all of them.
Yeah, we're running a lot later than we normally do. So if you'd like to see those, you can go back to we started at the 1 hour mark into the live stream this evening, and we're actually still not done. Brick Dead Build says, would you say that getting through all the news was a mistake? I'd say no. Ben, what would you say?
I would say that gives us more content for our next show. And if it's not a mistake, then we'd say that's a happy accident, because there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. So says our hero, our mentor, the man we love and miss, Mr. Bob Ross.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight for our 101st episode. And thank you, Kelplex, for joining as a member. This song goes out to you. This is a little bit of taste of some of our original music from this live stream and some of the fun happenings that occur from time to time.
Larry's castle stood so tall, we all sat in awe. Think outside the blocks gave a round of applause. Proud and inspired, Larry showed the grand hall. Physics took over, we all watched the grand fall. Bricks fail, crashing dreams to the ground. In that moment, silence was the only, except for Mark screaming, no, 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 no. Troy was grabbing a beer, hey, what happened, bro?
Yes, I pulled a moto.
No, you didn't.
I did. Under the castle, so dragons live here, right?
Oh my god, yes.
Level 1 dungeons. We got kitchens. This is a double high. This is the grand hall.
No, 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 no.
Like the grand hall.
I believe everything happens for a reason, and maybe this reason is for you to rebuild it better, bigger and better.
Shut up, Troy. My castle just fell. There's only 6 weeks to go. I'm in a full hell.